Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Hello. I sure hope you're doing well. It is great to be here on a lovely summer Tuesday in New York City, following a very, 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 very entertaining, if I do say so myself, post-pay-per-view Monday. What a show it was. What a show it was. An extra long show. It was an old school show when Rick and I used to do the MMA After Hour. Who was around back then? If you were around during the MMA After Hour years, give yourself a thumbs up in the chat. Give yourself a W. A W in the chat. Frank certainly wasn't there. We were doing that when Frank was in his father's nutsack, right, Frank?
That's right.
Yeah. Those were the days. 2016, 2017. I mean, we would go till like 7:30 back then.
How about if you type in MMA After Hour on Google, the AI overview? The MMA After Hours is a popular podcast focused on mixed martial arts, hosted by Ariel Helwani and Eric Jackman.
Yeah.
You can watch a video about the MMA After Hour podcast with guests like Rick's Picks.
Yes. Rick's Picks was in there. By the way, did they say MMA After Hours or After Hour?
It calls it MMA After Hours at one point, and then it calls it the MMA After Hour.
It's a twofer.
What about Crust First? If you put in like Crust First,
Crust First got a shout out on the watch party on Saturday.
Yeah, but like if you put it in there, does it?
Oh, here we go.
Does it come up?
Crust First MMA show.
Because Crust First was essentially the evolution of the MMA After Hour.
That's like your cold pizza.
Well, it was like basically the thought was he would come on post show, and instead of calling it the MMA After Hour, we would say everyone loves this so much. It's like the people who like to eat their pizza crust first.
Oh,
it's the end. But people consume it at the beginning.
Nothing for Crust First.
This was not an official franchise.
A
little too generic.
We didn't really brand it. Those were the days, by the way, where Rick wasn't even an employee. Rick was just showing up, hoping that he would get the nod.
Not quite. I was working.
That was when I'm not going to get paid for this, and then Rick
ESPN,
goes,
yes.
"You get paid?"
Yeah.
And he actually meant it.
I'll never forget first show at ESPN.
Yeah.
June. I think it might have been like 26th, might have been 24th, my mom's birthday, somewhere in that vicinity, because we started, I think, on the 14th, 2018, first show. I'm looking around. I'm like, I just need Rick here. Rick's now gone. Rick walked out with me. Rick was like Renee Zellweger in Jerry Maguire. You know? I dropped my pencil.
Someone needs to make a collage of all the comparisons Rick gets made to.
Rick was, because I just watched it. What'd you say, Frank, in my ear?
Shake your left shoulder. Your earpiece is on your shoulder.
No, I did that on purpose, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Get the dirt off my shoulder.
Okay.
That's almost there.
Anyway, Rick was like Renee Zellweger when he takes the goldfish, and he shows up, and everyone's like, "Why is this dude here? The dude with the man bun. Why is he here? What's he gonna do? We work for ESPN. We know everything about producing. We don't need his help." So I'm like, Rick, just sit in there, okay? Your presence will be felt. Just sit in there. I'll never forget. We do the show. It was a banger of a show. It was like a 13-guest show. DC was on, Max was on, Ortega was on, Stipe was on. That was the pay-per-view coming up, International Fight Weekend. We had them all. It was a great way to start. Problem was I had all the guests on the first show. I had no one for the second show, but that was another issue I had to deal with. And I'll never forget Glenn Jacobs, our boss, coming in saying, show was incredible, closes the door behind me, and he goes, how do we figure out how to get Rick here full time? I'm like, yeah, it worked. It was one of like the great, just like, it'll figure itself out. It was one of those moments where you're like, it actually worked. The plan actually worked. I was very excited about that. That was a great day.
It was good times. And then I didn't work on the show once I got there full time.
Well, 6 months.
Yeah, the first.
And then you ditched us high and dry, which is a sign of things to come.
Listen, you had on air Jordan. He took the mantle. He became the favorite son, and I slid off.
Yeah, you did your thing.
I forgot about Man Bun Rick.
Oh, Man Bun Rick was a vibe.
I miss him.
He was at Vox with the Man Bun for a bit.
Oh yeah. Shaved the sides, kept it long on top, and then I think once you went to Bristol, it was like, all right.
And then I did it one more time.
No, he had it momentarily at Vox, like the second
return.
Yeah, the return.
Once I went to Bristol, I did shave it, but then there was one time after that I grew fully long hair, no shave sides. Like
really?
I had long hair. Yeah.
When I first met Rick,
post pandemic. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I grew it in the
because
pandemic.
you lamented the fact that you shaved it. So this was your
This was the
your
redo.
shot at redemption.
It was great. It was great.
You know what's the best part about all this? We were lamenting. What are we going to talk about in the first 15
You were
minutes?
lamenting.
Yeah.
I actually, when you
Who
said
the fuck is we?
when you said
Yeah.
Frank, what did you just say in my ear? I thought he accidentally went to your ear because back here he was like, "Oh, what are we going to talk about? First 15 minutes." Fucking
Frank,
guy.
you were mocking me?
There's no such thing as mockery.
We had a great show yesterday, guys. We have another great show planned for today. Dustin was phenomenal. Eric Bischoff in studio. AJ France in studio as well. Who else did we have? Paulo Costa. He was great. Costelo Vancinas, the one and only PFL champion. By the way, this has been confirmed to me. There's only one PFL champion right now. There's only one reigning defending PFL champion, and his name is Costelo Vancinas, the Spaniard. Technically, Usman Nurmagomedov is not a PFL champion. The next time he fights, I'm told it will be for a PFL belt. But as of right now, there's one PFL champion. Figure that one out for yourself. Anyway, today on the program, another great day. A 4-pack of guests. We've got back into the show. AJ McKee got back on track with a big win in South Africa this past weekend. Ateba Gautier, the pride of Cameroon, now training out of Manchester, England, that is, not New Hampshire. I'm a big fan of this guy, and I'm very excited to have him on the program for the first time. Amazingly, he's just 23, and he's smashing through the competition in the UFC thus far. Had a great win this past Saturday in New Orleans. I wonder if he liked the French over there because he speaks French. I wonder if he liked it or if it was a little too, créole for him. In any event, prior to that, we'll be joined by one of the great up-and-coming boxers in the game, Bruce Shu Shu Carrington, who is the pride of Brownsville, Brooklyn, who you may have heard, some guy named Mike Tyson. He is from Brownsville as well. Among others, a lot of great fighters have come from Brownsville. He's undefeated. He's fighting for the WBC interim featherweight title on Saturday at the theater next door to MSG in what will be the final top-ranked card on ESPN, which is notable for a couple reasons. Number one, their run ends on ESPN. And I think a lot of people would have thought by now we would have found out where they're off to. As of right now, we do not know when the next top-ranked event is happening, and we do not know where it's going to be airing. And I find that fascinating. What is going on here? What's going on with Top Rank? One of the legacy brands in combat sports. They don't have a home post-Saturday? What's happening? Now, we're not going to get these answers from Bruce, but I'm excited to talk to him. Last time I spoke to him was in November. He fought on the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul card. And in about 7 minutes' time, we're going to be joined by the Reaper, a.k.a. Bobby Knuckles, live from Abu Dhabi, where he headlines the UFC event on ABC, I believe the 9th one, and he's going up against the pride of the Netherlands, Reinier de Ridder, coming off his big win over the one and only Bo Nickel this past May. So a pretty quick turnaround for RDR. There's your 4-pack. And of course, on Tuesdays, we like to play 2. On Tuesdays, we play 2 with Adeola Depot. We'll have the Ariel Helwani program live on the DAZN YouTube channel, live on the DAZN app. I hear Mr. Turkey Al-Sheikh is a big fan of the program, and so perhaps he'll be watching today as we speak to Ellie Scottney, and we also speak to the great champion-turned-trainer of champions, Andy Lee, the pride of Ireland. Speaking of the sweet science, everyone is going crazy over this footage that has emerged of one young Daniel Dubois before his fight against Alexander Usyk on Saturday at Wembley. This is from a comedian/rapper named Charles Okocha, who said that he was at a house party of sorts for Daniel, put together by his father, by his family, before the fight, before the Wembley show. And this has gotten a lot of people very upset, a lot of people wondering what the hell was going on. Now, Daniel Dubois' head trainer, Don Charles, was on TalkSport with the likes of Spencer Jordan, and he explained that they did a similar thing, a similar gathering before the AJ fight, but it was at Wembley. The vibes are a little bit different when you're at the stadium, when you're at the arena, as opposed to a home. And so he was saying, look, it worked that time. Now people have a problem with it because we did it again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this is a horrible look. The optics aren't good. He's surrounded by all these people. He should be essentially by himself. He should be focused. He shouldn't have to go around taking selfies, shaking people's hands, being bothered before the biggest fight of his life. He's about to fight the greatest heavyweight of our generation for undisputed gold in his country's national stadium, live in front of the world. What is he doing with the likes of Charles Okocha in his house taking selfie videos? It's absurd. What do you guys think of this?
Yeah, you have to just wonder. Look, ultimately, do I think that this impacted the fight in a significant way? Probably not. Like, I would pick Usyk to win that fight, no matter the circumstances. Even if you tell me this ahead of time, I'm going to pick Usyk to win that fight regardless. But you do have to wonder, is this the best version of him because of how many different directions he's potentially being pulled here, right? Like, the details around this and hearing that, it seems like his father was involved in the planning of this, it makes me wonder.
70 people, they said, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I heard Simon Jordan on TalkSport saying about what he had heard about the party. It does just make me wonder, like, is this the most focused you could be? Is this the best version of yourself? Ultimately, as I said, I don't look at this and go, Dubois was going to win, but he blew it because he had this party. I do just wonder, like, is this what we want to be having our champion doing ahead of the biggest fight of his life, the opportunity to be undisputed champion of the world? And you also wonder, like, was it his idea at all? Did he want to do this? Did he care to do this? You hear about the fact that maybe he didn't know everybody who was in attendance. It seems like there's a lot of, like, murky details around this that only he could really speak to. And just based on the silence around the pullout of the last fight, I wonder if we'll ever even get those answers.
I don't know. Is it much ado about nothing? Are we going crazy over a 60-second clip? I don't know.
I think the result has a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
If he wins, people aren't talking about it as much. That's his pre-fight thing. But the fact that he got knocked out in the way that he did.
But it was a 60-second clip. Like, how long was he actually there for?
I think Ade, I saw on Twitter, was talking about how they couldn't believe how late he arrived to the arena.
Yeah.
1 second is too long, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that from the perspective of, like, shame on Daniel. I'm saying that from the perspective of, like, whoever conceived of this, whoever his idea this was, 1 second is too long. He should not have been there. Also,
the juxtaposition to what Alexander Usyk is doing pre-fight.
Sure.
Sitting in the locker room.
Yeah.
Sets up the Ukrainian flag. He's got the Eeyore from his daughter. He's reading the Bible. It's
true.
calm. He's by himself. He's getting focused. He's getting locked in.
How could they have thought this was a good idea?
That's the thing. Whose idea was it, and how could they have thought this was a good idea? It's one thing if everybody else is having a party and it's like,
exactly,
we're celebrating
honor.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Great. Like, fantastic. I love that idea. That sounds amazing. You should all be very proud of what Daniel's been able to accomplish to this point and what he was potentially going to accomplish on that night. But he cannot be there. It just makes no sense.
Also, the one for the AJ fight, they said it was at Wembley, correct?
Yeah.
That's also another thing. You're in the locker room, everyone's like getting you pumped up, you're hyped and ready to go, and then it's like, all right, everybody out, it's time to lock in.
Yeah.
Whereas like here, you're at someone's house. It's just like, man, you got to be locked in. You got to be focused for this thing.
I feel bad for Daniel because it doesn't seem like something he would want to do. Even that one clip, which again is just a short snippet of the day or the event or whatever the hell you want to call it, the party, the gathering, the get-together. It looks like he's a deer in headlights. It looks like he's enjoying it, but like, what exactly? I don't know.
He definitely did not plan this. Like, it wasn't like it was his idea to throw this. But it is also wild how many people are like, oh, let me get a picture, let me get a video, let me post it on social media.
I say deer in headlights. It looks like he's having a pretty good time in that clip right there, Is that as long as the clip is? Is there more to it, or does it end right there? That's it, huh?
The clip I grabbed from it shows this Charles, he's filming himself, like, outside by cars. There's no Daniel there, so it's hard to tell when Daniel arrives and when he leaves, like you said. So
if there was a party and he showed up for 2-3 minutes, is it that big of a deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
He should not be there. Why? Yeah. If the
Party
gesture
afterward.
is only token, right? If it's not for him to be there and actually, like, be there, then don't have him come at all. After he wins a world title, he can come. He can come back. After he's undisputed champion, he can come back to it.
He was losing either way.
I thought he would lose either way, but there's no reason for him to be there ahead of time.
And now we see, I saw Tyson Fury say, hey, to the people out there who said Daniel quit. I don't know who said Daniel quit. I don't know if it's anyone of note or if he's just looking at a few comments on social media. Daniel Dubois didn't quit. He got outclassed, outboxed by the best boxer heavyweight boxer and maybe the best boxer of our generation. I mean, in my opinion, Alexander Usyk is pound for pound number one. This idea that the heavyweight champion can't be number one in the pound for pound rankings is absurd to me. And then when you consider the fact that he was undisputed at cruiserweight and now undisputed twice at heavyweight, and in my opinion, the second Tyson Fury fight should have been for undisputed as well. But all right, he righted that wrong by beating Daniel, who got the IBF title. He's insane. 2 wins over Fury, 2 wins over AJ, 2 wins over Dubois. He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. So that was going to happen, and it seems like in rematches he's even better. So people might want to lose their minds over this, and we'll talk more about it with Ade, no doubt, because I know it's a gigantic story across the pond. But I feel bad for Daniel because this doesn't seem like it would have been his idea, and there are people pulling him in different directions, and those people may be his own family, which is even weirder. Big show this weekend back in Abu Dhabi for the UFC. This has become somewhat of a tradition. They'll do the October pay-per-view in Abu Dhabi, and then they'll do a big fight night show midsummer, if you will. Last year was the first week of August. This year, it's the last week of July. It's on ABC once again, and the main event is a huge one in the middleweight division. It's the streaking RDR, the pride of the Netherlands, Reinier de Ridder, going up against the former champion and one of the toughest human beings on the planet, the one and only Robert Whittaker, who is kind enough to join us from all the way over in the UAE. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Good, thank you, mate. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to talk to you, especially closer in time zone where I feel like you don't have to wake up so early to speak to us. Now you just have to maybe stay up a little later, although you're probably training around these hours because this is when the fight is going to be, right?
Yeah, trying to, but it's hard. It's like it's hard to rewire yourself, right? I've got kids. As soon as they wake up, I wake up, and my body's been wired like that now. So it's more of I get up, do my things, try to have a nap, and then get up and do more things.
Did you bring your family with you to Abu Dhabi?
I didn't. I wanted to do this on, but logistically, we just couldn't work it out in time.
Okay. You're back there. You have fought there multiple times before. Do you like these trips? Do you enjoy fighting there?
I do. That's kind of, I think that's why the UFC have given me so many opportunities over here, is because they know my inflection towards the area. I do enjoy it. I like coming over here. I'm a creature of habit, so I have everything set up the way I like it. I have good friends and good connections here. We have gyms we train at, and everything just works so smoothly when I fight over here.
The last time, of course, you were there was the Khamzat fight, and obviously we know how that ended. Any of those memories come back to you? Any familiar things that, I don't know, maybe brought you back to that place that you don't want to remember?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm staying in the exact same room as I did for that fight. So,
literally the same room, like the same number?
I don't know if it's the same number, but it's the same hotel at the very least.
Okay.
So there are a lot of similarities, but honestly, with the amount of time that I've done this for, fight weeks blur together.
How are the teeth? Any like ill effects from that?
No, perfect, mate. Kind of, yeah, better than before.
Better than before. They look fantastic, by the way. How long did it take to get back to 100%? Fully healed, you don't think about it in training, you don't think about it in your daily life?
Probably a couple months. It took a while. So I just got them taken out, the teeth. So I got implants put in, and then it took them a little while to set and settle, and et cetera, et cetera. So now that's all done. I've had plenty of time. It's, yeah, like I said, better than ever.
Were you surprised when you were offered RDR, if only because he had just fought in May? This is a pretty quick turnaround, and they announced the fight very shortly after his win over Bo Nickel.
Not particularly, because like you understand how the UFC works, and a lot of good wins put you in good places. So UFC usually operate like this. You have a good win against somebody, they like putting you up again straight away. So it's and they knew I was looking for a fight, and they knew the timeline that I wanted. They knew I was happy fighting over in the Middle East. So yeah, when he had a good win, didn't take too much injury, he just they offered it to me, and I jumped to the bit.
Did you like the idea when it was offered to you initially?
Yeah, I did, because I saw he had an impressive win over Bo, and I saw that him with the hype that he has now, as well as me looking for a fight, I understand that winning opens doors. And Mate, he's a good fighter. He's had titles in other promotions. He's had hard fights. He's been around the ring a few times. It's going to be a hard fight, and these are the fights that I go looking for. Like these are the fights that make me better, that mold me into the fighter and the athlete and the person that I want to be.
Just curious, what did you think about the fight going into the Bo Nickel fight? Like, did you think, okay, Bo's an incredible wrestler, he'll have his way with him? And then what did you think in the aftermath? Because I think a lot of people may have thought that going in, Bo was a big favorite, and then in the aftermath thought, yeah, why didn't we see this? Why did we write off RDR considering his history and one, multiple weight champion and all this stuff?
You know what? You hit it you hit the nail on the head with that one, because that's exactly how I kind of felt. Like I favored Bo going into the fight. I thought, like, okay, let's see the prospect keep doing his thing. But then, completely, I guess, underestimating de Ridder. And then for him to do what he did in the aftermath, in hindsight, we're like, I saw that happening. You know what I mean?
It's weird because he's 34, you're 34, he's a UFC rookie, essentially. It's amazing because we view him as, I think, like this young upstart. He's the same age as you. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
And he's had a whole career prior to all of this, but I think a lot of people are starting to be introduced to him and find out about him for the first time because of that win. Were you aware of him? Were you someone who watched him? Do you even watch the other promotions?
Not particularly, but I was aware of him because I have teammates that fight in other promotions, and just the wavelengths. You see things on the feed, but obviously once the fight was announced, I've done my research, and anyone that has done any sort of research understands that he's been around the ring. He's had a huge tenure. He's got experience. He's a veteran himself. He's got a very particular game of fighting that if you let him do what he wants, he makes it a very long night for you. So, yeah, with all that, I've just thrown myself at the camp diligently in the last 12 to 14 weeks, and I look forward to it. Look forward to getting out there.
What does he want to do? You say let him do what he wants. Your read on him. What does he want to do out there?
He wants to pressure, use his reach, and land a takedown. That's what he's going to do. I think he's going to be pretty insistent on getting takedowns on me. I think pressure and takedowns is where he wants to take the fight, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do my best to not let him do that.
And this is a 5-round fight, right?
Yep.
He hasn't been in one of those in the UFC, but obviously has a history as a champion. How do you feel like he does in those later rounds?
Yeah, he does well. He's a good fighter. I guess him fighting Bo was more about how good is Bo in hindsight, like we were speaking. Him fighting Bo was more about how good is Bo rather than how good he is, because he's shown the world a lot of times how good he is. So, yeah, I'm looking to get in there, get my hands on him, and make short work of him. But I've been training for a 25-minute slugfest.
Before he beat Bo, he wasn't really in your orbit. And so as you were thinking of your return, probably in these summer months here in the Western Hemisphere, who was on your mind? Who were you thinking of? Who did you think would make sense for you to get back on track with?
Honestly, I was trying to get the fight with Sean Strickland, and that fight never eventuated, just because I don't think UFC knew when he was getting back to training or what was going on with him. I had spoken to UFC, and I spoke to you as well. The UFC, the middleweight division was just tied up in a lot of different directions. So a lot of fights being made, a lot of different timelines, but I wasn't fitting in, the time frame that I wanted to fight in wasn't fitting with anybody. So I'm glad that this fight came about and that I get to get in there on Saturday and get back to work.
I saw you do an interview with Fox Sports Australia back home, and you talked about your 4-fight plan.
Yep.
So it seems like you feel like 4 fights gets you back into that title picture. Are you viewing this as your last push to a title reign? There's no one who's going to sit here and say you can't do it. We've seen some great stories. Some people go through multiple chapters in their career. Are you looking at this particular chapter as the last big push, or do you not think that way?
I do. And I guess because realistically, I only want to fight for another couple of years. There's other things I want to do still. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I understand it is my last big push, the last sprint, last 100 meters of the race. Like, let's get in there, get a few more fights in. I can see the path to the gold, and I can, the dream is that fairy tale ending. So, yeah, everything goes into this.
Does the dream end with you winning the belt? Like, is that how you're thinking it? Get me the title fight, I win the belt, and then I walk away?
That's how it goes. That's sail off into the sunset.
As the champ.
As the champ.
When you saw the scene this past weekend in New Orleans with Dustin, because you're kind of talking about a similar thing. Obviously, it didn't quite work out with the W, but like he got the send off, he got the moment. Very few fighters get that in their home state and be celebrated like that. Did you think to yourself, I would like something like that?
Definitely. I've seen it not only with him, but with some of the other legends in the game that have left. And I do believe the saying that you either retire from the sport or the sport retires you. And I don't want to be that guy. I've been fighting for a long time. I've got a good head on my shoulders. I understand that I understand that I don't want to fight forever. So, like I said, a few more fights, a couple more years. Let's rip in.
Okay, so like 36, 37, you're done.
Yes.
Wow.
I would like to.
And
I would like to be.
Yes.
Gotta stop having kids.
Yeah. How many you have now?
I got 5 going on 6 in November.
This is crazy. I saw this. I've lost count. I'm trying to keep track. You have 5 going on 6, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And what's the breakdown?
I'll end up having 3 boys, 3 girls.
Wow. Did you guys plan on having this many?
No.
What was the original plan?
Does anybody?
No one really gets. Sometimes they say, "Oh, we didn't plan on having 3, and we end up with 3 or 4." You very rarely see people break the 4 threshold, let alone 6.
Yeah. Because 4 is when it gets crazy.
Yes.
Right, and then you either embrace it and you just keep going down, or you give up.
So 6, like, can you even find a car that's big enough for the 8 of you at this point?
Yeah. 6 is good because you can still fit them in a van.
Okay, but that's it.
Okay, there's 8-seaters. You can fit them in an 8-seater car. It's good. 7 is when I'll have to get like a minibus, and I don't want that life. I don't want a Hiace.
Okay, so are you definitively done?
Mate, I was definitively done at 2.
There's ways to prevent this sort of thing. You know this, right?
Oh, yes. So they tell me.
Yes. Jeez, Louise, your poor wife. 6 kids. I can't imagine. How is she doing? Is she doing okay?
Yeah, stellar. It's a lot of work, and especially when I leave for 2 weeks for the last bit of the fight. As hard as it is for me, it's much worse for her. So, yeah, I sleep. The fight weeks and the cut and everything else is a little easier thinking about that.
Is this part of the calculus as well, as far as you saying 2 more years? Like, you just want to be more present as your kids get older?
That's the primary focus. It's like the only reason I fight right now is for them. I want to show them, like, I want to lead by example. I want to show my kids what I can achieve, what you can achieve, what hard work and grit and determination does, and where it gets you. And every fight I provide for them a little more and push them further in anything that they want to do. So I understand that that's the time now, but I want to be a little bit more present. Fighting is a very selfish sport. There's a lot of sacrifice involved with fighting, and I look forward to not just focusing on myself for a bit.
Have your kids ever been to any of your fights?
They haven't, and I wanted to bring Jack this time, but next fight for certain, Jack and my eldest that is going to come to my fight.
How old is Jack?
He's the one that says he wants to be a UFC fighter anyway. So show him the ropes.
How old is he?
He's 10, just turned 10.
And he wants to be a UFC fighter. Is he training?
Yeah, they all do wrestling and jiu-jitsu at my gym, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Smeaton Grange.
I love it. And so would you be in favor of this? Do you want him to go down this path?
Honestly, just the introduction into the lifestyle of martial arts is my primary focus. It's like I've already won because martial arts is my way of life and it serves me very well. I think everyone can benefit from it. So for them to be a part of that world, regardless of which direction they want to do, I'm going to support.
Okay. And even if they want to get into the fight game and all that stuff, you won't try to you've had a pretty good career, I would say, to put it mildly. You wouldn't try to curtail them from going down this path. Some fighters would say, I want my kids to have nothing to do with all this.
Yeah, not necessarily. I can't control them. I'm going to guide them to the best of my abilities. And if that's the route that they choose, then who better to lead to guide them, right?
Hell yeah, a legend. You've been in the game long enough. You know that sometimes when someone's hot, they try to build that person's name off of the back of a legend, of a veteran. Do you feel like that is what is happening here, especially when it's someone who's ranked 12th as he is and you're ranked 5th and you've been a champion and he hasn't, at least in the promotion? Do you think this is a fight that they are using to try to build his name off of yours?
Not necessarily. It's not necessarily. I've stopped a lot of people who have tried before, and anybody who's ranked under me is going to be trying to take my spot. Okay. And I'm trying to take anybody's spot who's above me. It's just the nature of the beast.
Did you watch the event this past weekend?
I watched some of it. I was already here in Dubai, so it was a bit hard.
Yeah, it's late or early Sunday over there. Did you happen to see Paulo Costa's fight? And if so, what do you think of his performance?
I did. And honestly, I thought he was outstanding. I thought, Costa's, he's very hot and cold.
Yeah.
But watching him fight on the weekend, I was like, he's back. That's kind of the Costa we expect to see.
Yeah, it was a very measured, I thought, a very calculated, a very sort of poised performance out of him, just the type of performance that he needed to get back on track. Afterwards, he's very fired up about this Khamzat fight. Who knows how that's going to play out as far as him getting it. But could I ask, since you know DDP and Khamzat, who do you think wins that fight on August 16th?
Honestly, it's Chimaev is going to get him to the ground. If he doesn't finish him there, I don't think he wins. That's just how I feel. I think if you can't get Dricus out in the first, which Chimaev can do, his first round finishes is his thing, right? But if he doesn't get him out of there, I think Dricus looks good, looks very promising. He's a guy that if you don't get rid of, he kind of wins.
Who do you think has the best chance of beating Dricus at this point?
Hard to say. I think Dricus is the sort of guy that will lose to himself.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the way he fights, I think it's obviously with every fight, it's very heavy mindset driven. Especially for he's tough as nails and he never quits. And he beats a lot of people on the backs of him not going anywhere. You know what I mean? You see a lot of his wins that way. I think the day that he can't push, the day that he can't find that, is the day that he might lose. Because he's got a head of steel. He's a tough guy. He's strong. He's physically fit. He puts in the work. Yeah.
When you talked about that dream of winning the belt and riding off into the sunset, is he the champion that you're beating because you have the history with him, or does that not matter who has the belt?
No, I'd like to fight him again.
Yeah, is that one?
That would be the icing on the cake.
Of all the ones that you would like to have back, is that the one at the top of the list?
Yeah, it is. Because the Chimaev fight's a very different fight camp, and it's not a super fun, right? But that's the one.
Because you think you're better than him.
I think, honestly, I do think I'm better than him, but I think I'm better than everybody, even when I lose, right? It's mainly that in our first pairing, I let myself down in that fight.
In what way?
And I want to correct that. I just didn't have the headspace, the right headspace to go in and beat him,
Was part of that because he was sort of hot and cold, like we weren't quite sure who he was as a fighter, unorthodox, and you didn't give him 100% the respect that he maybe deserved?
Potentially. potentially. Like it may have been that. It may have been it may have been bad habits that crept into the camps before. It's who knows.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020. But I do know that I left that fight letting myself down, and I want to correct that more than any of my other losses.
Have you ever felt that way about any other loss?
No.
Wow.
That's the fight that I didn't like feeling like that.
Do you think that will bother you in like 20, 30 years if you don't get a chance to right that wrong?
Well, I grew from it. I learned a lot from it. It's not like it happened and it keeps happening and I didn't do anything about it. I went straight back to the drawing board. I went straight back to the gym, and I started working on the things that I didn't like. But I would like, long story short, no.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It won't. I'll sleep well.
By the way, since the last time we spoke, at the time there were no Australian champions in the UFC. Now all of a sudden there are two. Volk gets his belt back in April, JDM in May. When you saw that, did it give you any extra motivation, any extra inspiration?
Definitely,
guys?
Definitely. It was inspiring, to see Volk get back up, to see Jack get it done, see two belts back in the country. I was like, time to get back to work. Like, get me a fight.
Everyone knew, Volk was already a champion. We knew how great he was. Did you expect this out of Jack?
I thought I did. I thought Jack had the skill set to beat Muhammad, but he also had the X factor to become the next champion. And he showed that in that fight. Like his takedown defense, his reactions, his refusal for any position was just top notch.
I would imagine you're backing him against Islam. Can you explain why? I wouldn't even ask you who do you think is going to win. That's your mate. You're going to back him. But why does he beat Islam in your opinion?
This is a tricky one, mate, because
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're not backing him. Am I wrong?
No, I'm definitely backing him. I'm biased as heck.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can see the fight playing out very much like it did with Volk. Okay, but Jack's bigger. Jack's he's a little bigger. He's got a different frame. He's a hard dude to try and hold down. And I think his jiu-jitsu is very underrated. He has good jiu-jitsu, which means it won't be free. The takedowns won't be free. Being on top of him won't be free. Not to mention, Jack has really good hands, and if he can keep it into that mid-range, into that distance that he likes, make it awkward. He's very good at not only punching straight lines, but punching up. So his hooks, his uppercuts, he mixes it really well. He works the body, which makes it harder to shoot on. I think there's enough angles there to give Islam trouble.
Have you trained with Jack?
I haven't.
Okay. That would be an interesting pairing. We spoke last week to Costa Tszyu, Tim Tszyu, Costa's son, who told us that he trained with you as well. And I've seen you train with Jayo Pitaya, at least that one time, right? I don't know if you've done it more than once.
A few times, but it was years ago.
Years ago. How come not recently?
Well, I trained once in recent days with him before the last fight. But he's a bit of a jet setter. He's all over the place.
Okay.
Zooming out, fighting here, fighting there. He was injured for a bit as well. It's more about timing because he doesn't live in the same state as I either.
Okay. When you spar these guys, these boxers, these pure traditional boxers, as opposed to an MMA fighter, is there a big difference when you're just doing boxing, but it's a guy who just does boxing as opposed to an MMA fighter who's is there a huge difference in the way they attack you and the way they fight you?
No, definitely. It's a different sport. It's as simple as that. It's a different sport.
Even though the MMA fighter you guys are just boxing, it's completely different when you're going against an MMA fighter and a pure boxer?
Well, yeah. It's just like it's equivalent to they're just different sports. Like there's just MMA athletes have to worry about so many more limbs, and as well as like the threat of the punches, I feel, isn't quite the same, because the small gloves changes the dynamic of the fight, and then the opportunity of leg attacks, of takedowns, it changes the spacing of everything. The square ring in itself changes how cutting off corners and cutting off at different angles works. It's honestly, it is a very different sport.
Do you enjoy it?
And every time I go to spar these good guys, these killers,
Yeah.
it reminds me of that.
Do you enjoy it?
No, I definitely enjoy it. Yeah, I definitely enjoy it. But after sparring like Tim and Jai, I don't enjoy it that much.
Yeah, I bet. And Jai is unbelievable. One of the best
He's
boxers in the
special.
world. And I hope he's going to get a chance to fight for undisputed gold. Before I let you go, I wanted to know if you knew this. You win on Saturday. That would put you ahead of Anderson Silva and Derek Brunson for third most wins in the UFC middleweight division with 15, and only one away from Michael Bisping and Brad Tavares, who have 16. Did you know that?
I did not.
Brad Tavares and Michael Bisping, number one at 16. Do you care about these things? Do you want to have the most wins in the middleweight division? I mean, clearly you didn't know the stats, so probably not on your mind. But would that be something that would motivate you?
Yeah, well, now it does.
Yeah. You just
like now
no
that
one's
I
ever
know,
told you this.
No, I'm going to call the wife and tell her maybe throw another couple of years on it.
Yeah. Get to 20.
Yeah, just gotta crack the code.
So what do you think? How does it end on Saturday? What are you feeling? What are you envisioning?
I'm going to try and get my mitts. I'm going to try and get my mitts on him.
Okay.
That's it. I'm coming in hard and I'm coming hot. He's not going to be comfortable standing with me. He's going to shoot.
I love it. Well, I can't wait for it. Always a treat getting a chance to watch you fight. Here in America, that fight is happening in the afternoon on ABC. Tremendous main event in the middleweight division. Always a pleasure, Rob. Thank you so much for the time. Can't wait to see you in action, like I said, and wishing you the best of luck come Saturday.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always great.
Yes, there he is, the Reaper, Bobby Knuckles, the one and only Robert Whittaker, who I would imagine when he does decide to walk away will get a similar send-off to the one Dustin Poirier had on Saturday. Revered, respected, beloved. That is Robert Whittaker. Who really says a bad word about him? He had the issue, the feud with Izzy, but now look at the love that both Rob and Izzy have for each other, and it was so great to see them back together again. So amazing stuff, and really looking forward to that fight. And to be honest, the whole card is pretty good. It starts at 12 p.m. Eastern. The prelims are on ESPN. The main card broadcast here in America is on ABC. The co-main, the chief support, is a fascinating one at 135 pounds. Petr Yan returning against Marcus McKee as he attempts to get into that title picture at 135 pounds in the bantamweight division, looking to get another crack at, either Merab Dvalishvili or Corey Sandhagen, depending on who wins that fight. And we suspect that fight is going to happen later this year. Shara Magomedov, Shara Bullet, looking to get back on track following the loss to Michael Venom Page back in February in Saudi Arabia, going up against Quebec's own Marc-André Barriot. That's a fun fight at 185 pounds. You got names like Nikita Krylov on there, of course, Bryce Mitchell in Abu Dhabi, going up against Saeed Nurmagomedov, Muslim Salikhov on the card as well. Damon Blackashir against Davy Grant. Should be a fun one at 135. Amanda Hibas against Tabitha Ritchie. Martin Boudet, the man, against Marcus Buchecha. What a fun fight that is in the heavyweight division. Buchecha, all of a sudden, in the UFC, making his UFC debut. Nice little addition. A jiu-jitsu legend in his own right. In a couple of seconds, we'll be joined by another fighter who will be fighting this Saturday. That's July 26th. He is an unbelievable talent, 28 years young, the pride of Brownsville, Brooklyn, 15-0, one of the faces of Top Rank at this point. He's competing on this final Top Rank card on ESPN. It's at the theater next door to Madison Square Garden. He's competed all over the United States, Prudential Center, AT&T Stadium, undercard of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, made his pro debut on the Fury Wilder 3 undercard at T-Mobile. Golden Gloves champion who wanted to compete in the 2020 Olympic Games, but unfortunately due to COVID, those dreams were dashed. He is fighting Mateus the Beast Heita, who is a 14-0 prospect in his own right in the co-main event of the Xander Zayas headlined card. That's at the theater this Saturday at Madison Square Garden. A lot of people are very excited about Bruce Carrington. They call him Shu Shu. He is the pride of Brooklyn, getting a chance to fight in New York City once again, and we're very excited to have him here on the program. Let us say hello to the man they call Shu Shu, Bruce Carrington in the house. Hello, Bruce. How are you?
I'm doing well.
It's
man.
good
I'm
to see
doing
you
well.
again.
Same
Yes,
here,
thank
man.
you so much for coming
Yes,
in. I
sir.
really appreciate it. I know you
Appreciate
got a lot
you
of
for
things
having
to
me,
do.
man.
Yes, it's great. You remember I saw you in November.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was a crazy time, man.
Yeah, no, it was great, man. It was definitely great, man.
Let me put this here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you with the mic? Is it all good?
Yeah. Let me just put it down a
Yeah,
little.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Strong guy, you can move it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, do
Gotcha.
whatever
I ain't
you
trying to
want.
break this precious
No,
equipment.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
It's very strong.
All right, cool. Cool.
This is great. You're getting a chance to fight back home. I know you're doing some stuff in Brooklyn today, right?
Yes, I
What are you
am.
doing?
I'm going to visit my home gym that I grew up in since I was in the amateurs, New York City Cops and Kids Boxing Club.
Wow.
It's in East Flatbush in Brooklyn, New York. Great company, great foundation. It actually started with the cops. They basically wanted to give the kids from the hood and poverty-stricken areas a safe haven to be able to go to like the gym and not just only box, but just to get out of the streets. And they also do like a lot of tutoring just to basically just bring down like the crime rate and stuff like that in the hood. And to be honest, if I wasn't a part of that whole foundation and just that whole experience coming up as a kid, I feel like I don't know where I would be in my professional career, because I was able to be introduced to a lot of different people and a different way of life. It's a free gym, and because it's a free gym, it made me think about like all of the kids that probably have so much talent in the hood, but just because they didn't have the finances, they wouldn't be able to do the things they want in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many Michael Jordans could there be in this world? How many Floyd Mayweathers could there be in this world? They had the money to pay their coach, or they had the money to pay the gym, and this gym is free. So now it's just the possibilities of that is like endless.
How did you get there?
Well,
Like when you were a kid, and how old were you when someone
I think
brought
I
you
started. I was like, I want to say like 12, 13 years old.
there? Did you box before that?
Yeah. I was boxing at the age of 7. I was at
Okay.
Star City Boxing Club before then, and then right after that, I just decided to change coaches and went to Staten Island to train with Gary Stark, Marcus Brown's coach, and I was training with him. And then that was a police athletic league club. That basically just was the same type of company and foundation, but they just changed the name to Cops and Kids.
Who introduced you to boxing?
My
As such?
dad.
Your dad.
Yeah, my dad. He was big boxing fan growing up. I mean, obviously, like, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
We got Mike
You have to
Tyson,
be.
Zab Judah,
Yeah.
Riddick Bowe, all these guys that we see on TV watching boxing before I even picked up the gloves. And so I was very familiar with it. But he introduced me to it because I used to get into like fights in school. But bullies
At that
used to-
age?
Yeah, but bullies used to try to bully me. And like, they used to be like twice my size or 2 years my senior. And I was like handling myself though. I would beat up the bullies that tried to bully me. And my dad was kind of surprised. He didn't know that I had that in me because I was such a nice kid. He brought me to the gym. About a month in, I'm already like just catching on quickly. And my first sparring session, I beat up this kid so bad, he never came back to the gym.
Wow.
So, but what made me stay in the gym, one was the incentive of seeing like these people that I saw in the gym on TV, like Luis Collazo, Paulie Malignaggi, Curtis Stevens. But it was a thrill that I got from being able to hit and also even getting hit and actually getting 4 back, and that thrill of fighting without feeling bad about it. It gave me a certain level of freedom that in a thrill that I still can't compare to in even like my day-to-day experiences today. So it was like, yeah, like I knew at that age I made a mature decision to box for the rest of my life.
Did your dad box?
No, I'm the
He was
only
just a
boxer.
fan.
I'm the only boxer in the
No,
family.
your siblings, no one.
Nah.
Wow.
I'm the only boxer in the
So
family.
you
yeah.
think if you don't find that, if your dad doesn't put you in the gym and say, hey, like you got something here, what do you think becomes of you?
Well, I can't say that I would have just been in the hood and nothing like that. To be honest, my parents did a good job of just keeping me out the streets. Period, because my mom was like real strict on me in school. So I definitely would have felt like probably would have gotten into acting or content creating or something of that sort as time went on, for sure. I would have done something to get myself in a better predicament, for sure.
The people around you, were they getting into trouble?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would say, a couple of my brothers, and then even some friends, for sure, like that I grew up with in Brownsville. Like my, there's a lot of friends that I have now that's either dead or in jail.
Damn.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. But it's funny because it's something that's very common coming up from where I come from. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it just is what it is. But you take those life experiences and then you make it your own, and learn from it, and just go a different route.
I read something like you were 7 or something the first time you saw someone get killed.
I was 5.
5.
Yeah, I was 5.
You saw this?
Yeah.
Someone got shot?
If someone got stabbed, more personal. Yeah,
Jeez Louise.
it was.
Where are
it was
you?
Crazy. I was in Brownsville. I was walking out of. I think I was actually coming from somewhere with my grandma and my uncle, and I was walking into the back parking lot of my building. And I just see this Hispanic guy running, and the black dude coming chasing behind him and just stabs him like 4 or 5 times in the back. Wow. I'm just like, I'm watching it, and it was like, oh my gosh. And then his back is bleeding, and then he falls to the ground, and then the cops are like not too far, I would say like across the street, but they not know what's going on. So he runs over to the cops and trying to explain himself like, oh, I've been stabbed. Blood just like streaming down his back. And he just falls flat on his face. Boom, just passes out.
What?
And yeah, my grandma and my uncle just rushed me upstairs. It was wild watching it. But what's crazy? That situation was traumatic, right? But then I realized, just growing up in Brownsville, you're hearing these gunshots. You're seeing the shootouts. You're seeing more people get stabbed. Fist fights, brutal bleedings, cokeheads getting all meth, all of that stuff. You've seen all of that. And I just realized, oh, this is just what it is. Okay. Well, I got to adjust to it. I didn't think about it like, oh my God, I'm such in a, depressing, area and nothing like that. And this is crazy. No, I was like, okay, well, I got to, adjust to this and, just build tough skin.
How old were you when you got out of Brownsville?
I want to say I was 21.
Oh, wow.
21, 22. Yeah, my family and I, we initially moved to Westbury, Long Island.
Okay.
We went out there for about like 2-3 years. And then I moved back to Brooklyn. I went to Bed-Stuy for about a year. And then now I'm living in Vegas.
Yeah. And when you first got out, when you went to Long Island, was that a shock? Was that a little bit better than the situation?
I can't say it was a shock because because of boxing and amateur tournaments, I travel the world.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I already knew that I was gonna, I already knew what the world was like outside of Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like Brownsville was just my world. But I will say the mentality of how I lived day in and day out, and how much I was able to concentrate on my work was definitely different, because just in New York City, period, it's busy. It's very fast paced. There's a lot of interaction, especially in Brownsville. There's so many people living on one block. There's a lot of interaction. And then a bunch of people knowing who I am. I'm kind of like a local neighborhood celebrity. The attention is there. Then when I went out to Westbury, everything is more spaced out. You have to drive everywhere instead of walking everywhere. Less interaction. It's more peaceful. It's more calm. So your mind is clear, and I was able to like really focus on my work even more. And that kind of took me to the next level. Then I realized, I need to be able to, wherever I live, I need to be able to, be in a space to where it's like calm, something to where it's like not always hustle and bustle and very busy, because I need to concentrate and use all of my energy into my work. So that's why I ended up moving to Vegas.
When did you decide, okay, I'm going to go for this? Like I'm good enough to make a career out of this?
Oh, man, I knew since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
I knew since I was a kid. I had that confidence. Like if you see interviews of when I was 8, 9 years old on boxingscene.com, they're all on YouTube. Like
they're interviewing you when you're 8, 9?
Yes, yeah. I think it's more so because of my personality. I just had to. I don't know where the heck it came from.
That's crazy.
But my personality was just like so confident, and I just look back on it now. I'm like, bro, I don't know how the heck I was like that. But yeah, I was on popular demand, like by popular demand, they were like asking me to come back on and like back again because Lou DiBella, he had these Broadway boxing events out here in New York, and I used to go to all of those fights, man. It was one time my dad had drew a Mike Tyson tattoo on my face, and everybody was interacting with me. Got an interview that day as well too, and it went crazy. It went super viral back then, and so that was kind of like the start of everything. But I've been new, like I think what it was also the people that I had around me. I saw Saddam Ali striving to be an Olympian, make the Olympic team. I saw Daniel Jacobs do his thing in the amateurs. I saw Marcus Brown striving to be in the Olympics, him make the Olympics. I'm like, I'm around these people. I gotta make it. So I already had that confidence.
You met Mike before you fought on his card, right?
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, he actually came to my house.
He came to your house?
Yeah.
How old
it was
were you?
crazy. No, okay, so I've met Mike a few times before this, like me fighting on this event happened. But I would say it was like I was probably like 6, 7 years old where I really didn't know or care who Mike Tyson really was.
Right.
The icon of Mike Tyson. Didn't understand the weight that he carried. Then as I got older, it was like I started to understand who he was and I wanted to meet him. And I kept missing him. Let's say he would come and visit Brownsville. I'm away in a tournament. Or let's say he would come and visit my school because he actually attended the same school that I went to in high school.
Wow.
I got sick. Or he came to my gym. I just happened not to be there. So I'm like, bro, what the heck is happening? Like, why am I not being able to see this guy? And then just years just went on, and I think we ended up shooting his podcast, and we set that up, but that podcast episode never came out because I think there was some problems with the editorial staff or whatever. I don't know what happened. And then some years ago, another few years ago, I'm just like, man, like I really just want to just have like a sit down with Tyson, just be chilling and whatever. I fight February 16th last year, and I get the knockout over Bernard Torres. First time fighting on TV, everything went crazy, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something or say something that is gonna carry me over outside of this knockout. You know what I'm saying? And I just decided to do the Tyson rendition.
Incredible.
I'm the best ever. Yes. I messed it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I messed it up a little bit in the beginning. But, I think that's what made it even more popular. So it happened for a reason.
So good.
Tyson called my team. It was like, yo, man, you guys are crazy, man. I can't believe you did that. And he was like, listen, I want you on my card when I fight Jake Paul. Oh. And it was no way we could say no to that. How are you going to say no to that? And that was like really the start of like me actually building my own relationship with Tyson, like a real like relationship. And I would say a month and a half before he fought Jake Paul, he came over to my house, and it was funny because I had no idea he lived so close to me in Vegas. And he was like, hey man, what's your gate code? And I'm throwing out the trash. I'm like, he called me random. I'm like, oh, my gate code is this, that, and the third. And he said, all right, I'm pulling up. I throw the trash, run back in the house. Babe, Tyson's in the parking lot. Oh my God, what? She's just fixing little things in the house and running around the crib real quick. It was so funny. But we were just chilling.
Is that surreal, man? Mike Tyson in your house?
It's so surreal. It was so wild. Even when he came out of his car, he was rolling this new nice Rolls Royce coming through the parking lot. It's like dark. It's dark at night, and you just see it like kind of glowing. And then as he come out the car, this is woman that's throwing out the trash herself, and she sees me and Tyson talking, but she's like, is that Tyson? She's kind of scared to say hello. Yeah. It was so funny. It was such a funny interaction.
Man. Does he come with a huge entourage?
No, not at all.
Really?
It's just one of his other friends, also named Mike. And that was it. It was just them two, and it was just real chill.
How long was he there for?
About like an hour and a half.
Wow. And you just talked about life?
Just talking about life. Nothing
game?
Boxing.
Oh, nothing?
Nothing boxing.
Okay.
Listen, he was talking about life. We was watching this show that Fat Joe has on Stars.
Okay.
And so we were just talking about how he was just growing up and the things that he's been through, what it is for me to look out for when I get, to a certain level of stardom.
Damn.
It was a lot of things that I really wanted to know. I know I can't say everything about what it is with Mike Tyson and boxing, but there's not much that I want to learn in terms of boxing from Mike Tyson because like I'm a super fan of his. I just wanted to know the life, like certain things he's been through. Like we have comparisons and certain things we know experienced in Brownsville. Some of my dad's friends are his friends.
Oh, wow.
It's very crazy how such a small world it is, but it was like such a surreal experience.
Have you kept in touch?
100%.
Really?
100%.
You're
Yeah, I
texting with
text
Mike
from
Tyson?
time to time.
Damn.
Yeah. I got Tyson.
What a life. What a life, man. You're a stop. You say, I'm
Yo,
texting with
Lil,
Mike Tyson.
I got
man.
Tyson like literally on my freaking phone. It's so wild. Like I could
That's
FaceTime him whenever I want.
That
It's
is
like
crazy.
it's so wild to me, man. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. Like I'm about to the fact that I can like literally just type in his name
Yeah.
on my phone.
That's
and,
crazy.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Like I could just type
Yeah.
his name here.
That's crazy, man. What a freaking life. Is that surreal?
Man, I feel like it's one of those like heaven sent, one of those surreal like divine moments that I feel like just had to happen. And I'm glad that it didn't happen back then because I probably wouldn't have appreciated the moments as much when it happened. Like I'm so happy that I appreciate the moment as much as I do now. You know, like I just feel like, you know, it was God's plan. Everything happens for a reason.
And so does he check in with you like before these fights? Does he say like I'm going to be watching or anything like that?
No, he doesn't do all of that.
Okay,
But it's just like, you know, like I'll just like reach out to him, just see if he's good or just a random little checkups or whatever. You know, nothing like boxing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
more so just the holiday comes, I'll reach out to him and, you know, he shows love and, you know, little things like that. You know what I'm saying? But nothing too crazy.
Did you enjoy the experience of being on that card?
100%.
Yeah?
It was like probably one of the best experience that I've had because
Why?
it was such a spectacle.
Yeah.
You know, like I've never been a part of such a spectacle, but you know, you expect something like that when you have a main event like Jake Paul,
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Were you okay with it? Some people didn't like it. Some people didn't feel good about it. Some people thought it shouldn't have happened.
You know, some people may feel that way, but the fact that Tyson was able to get in there and do what he did after, you know, all of his, you know, his health issues and whatnot, it just continues to show why that man is like one of a kind, like in terms of like he's just an anomaly for the things he goes through and still fight through it. Like that's just a testament of the person he is. And I feel like, you know, I'm just happy to just be able to see him fight again. Like for me to be able to see Mike Tyson fight in person, he quit boxing before, he retired from boxing before I even started. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, for me to have that experience, I'm like, I can say that I saw Mike Tyson fight in person. And, you know, he went the full, you know, duration of the fight. And I was even able to get to see him spar.
Oh, wow.
And I remember he actually texted me how he wanted my advice on
Oh, wow.
how he did in sparring.
Wow.
I was just like, you want my
Yeah,
advice?
yeah.
It was so crazy, bro. But that whole experience, man, was incredible.
You weren't on the Netflix portion of the card, but there were still a ton of people watching the prelims, and there was so much attention. Did you feel any sort of like trickle down effect from all of that, just being involved in the promotion?
Yeah, definitely, slightly for sure. I would say like there was a little jump in popularity for that. Like just the simple fact that I was able to reach a different type of demographic of fans, because so many of those people, those fans, don't really watch boxing on a regular basis. So for me, it was like that's my goal. You know, I want to be able to reach different type of people, not just through boxing as well either. Like I want to be able to continue to like, you know, even act or do skits or commercials and whatnot. So I just really want to become like a superstar. And I think that was just one of those steps to be able to do so.
Well, I see you doing commentary for Top Rank. How are you enjoying that? I mean, you're perfect for it. You have such a great personality and smile and demeanor.
Thank you.
You enjoy it?
Oh, no, I love it.
Was that your idea, by the way, or was that them coming to you?
I planted the seed.
Okay,
I planted
good
the
for
seed
you.
for sure. But I think also because the way they hear me talk. So there's like, oh, I think you'll be good for commentating. They'll ask me, what do you think about this fight? What do you think about this fight? And when I give my, analysis, I have like a thorough breakdown because like I'm a real like student of the game. Like I really like to do like film study and whatnot. So they were like, yo, like I think you should be good for commentating. But I was always like kind of like putting it in there. I knew what I was doing, to be honest. But I love it. It's one of those things that I don't really like to do certain things like with a passion. Like it's not a lot of things. There's boxing. There's like I have like the commentating, maybe like skits here and there. I could put in, but yeah, the commentating for sure is like one of those things to where I really love to do, and I'm just gonna continue to grow in that and get my rounds in, and shoot, maybe even down the line, I'll be on the main,
Hell yeah.
team when it
Why
comes
not?
to Top Rank and the commentating team.
Well, what a fascinating time, because this is the last show on ESPN.
Yeah.
And we don't know where Top Rank is going.
Yeah.
Do you know where Top Rank is going?
I don't know where Top Rank is going, but I'm actually very confident and to knowing that wherever we're going to be good regardless, because Top Rank has been super relevant since back in Muhammad Ali days. I feel like the fact that was one of the main reasons why I signed with them. They were able to stand through the test of time, even through worldly events like through the pandemic. They were throwing the most fights in the bubble. They were making so many big fights as well, like Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, for example. They built certain fighters to have certain names, to have big names, like Edgar Berlanga built his name in the bubble. Jared Anderson built his name in the bubble. Xander Zaya, so many different people I could just name. The fact that they were able to do that during a pandemic, I was like, yeah, like it's no brainer. I gotta sign with them. I have to, because that's what I want. I love the longevity and the activity of everything that they do.
So in terms of obviously you don't work for the company, so you can't speak to what's happening in the office. But because I think a lot of people thought we would know where they were going post this show, and the fact that we don't seems troubling. Do you get that sense at all from the people that work for Top Rank, or
nah, I don't actually. When I asked them, I've obviously asked them, oh, do you have an idea where we're going? The way they answer is very calming.
Okay,
it's not something that's like, I don't know, to be honest, I don't think it would be smart for them to do that anyway. Sure. I genuinely feel like they have something up their sleeve to where it's like they know that they're going to be okay.
So for you to be co-main event, final ESPN show, it's a big freaking deal, right?
100%.
What an honor.
Yeah. I feel like Top Rank, they knew to send off the show with the Shu Shu show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I write in New York City.
Yes.
I really feel like this is the best time for me to be able to, just send it off in the right way. And I feel like my style is already entertaining. I don't have to try to be entertaining, but I feel like this fight here specifically is something for me to make a statement, because I got to continue to show why I'm ready to fight for a world title. I'm fighting for the WBC interim title, and I think that once I win this, I'll become mandatory for the WBC. And for the past, I would say year or year and a half, I've been kind of just, really screaming and yelling, I want a title shot. I want a title shot. It's about that time.
I feel like you have a chip on your shoulder a little bit, because I feel like you don't feel like the top dogs want to fight you. They're giving you the opportunity. Is that accurate?
It seems that way. I don't want to say that because I have respect for all fighters, I don't say that guys are ducking anything like that. I will say that I think their teams are being very strategic on, not fighting me, because they see that I'm a risk. And that's very telling on how they believe in their fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because if they really believed in their fighter and felt like their fighter was the best, they wouldn't have, their fighter. They wouldn't have any problem with their fighter fighting anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they're having trouble with fighting little old me kind of says a little something to me. I feel like at this point right now, that's why I'm really pushing the envelope and making the right moves. I'm not just fighting another fight. I'm fighting for the WBC interim. I'm putting myself in position to become a mandatory, to force your hand to either fight me or vacate. You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. You got to do something. And either one of those you're not going to like.
So how close were you to making the Nick Ball fight seem to be the one that you were campaigning? I know Stephen Fulton is the champion, but he's moving up, right?
Yeah.
And so, maybe if you win this fight, they'll just make you the undisputed champ?
I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that Ray Vargas, he's the champion in recess.
Okay.
And I think that he's supposed to have a fight with Carlos Castro. So if that fight materializes and that happens, I'll fight the winner of that.
Okay.
But
for undisputed, for the WBC belt. Yeah, I don't mean undisputed. This is why some people get turned off from boxing, by the way, because champion in recess with the interim champ,
it's a lot.
and then the actual champ is moving up to super featherweight. It makes it confusing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is some of the things that people are trying to eliminate. Like the UFC guys are getting into boxing, Zuffa boxing, and they're saying they don't want to deal with any of this stuff.
Yeah.
They want to make their own belt.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. We got to see how it's going to, shape up the world of boxing. It might, be for the better, it might be for the worse. I genuinely don't know, but I just hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? I just really want to be able. My thing is, I just want to be able to fight the best and just be able to, get the respect that, that I feel like I deserve because I work my butt off. I feel like at this point right now, I'm at a certain level to where I don't want to fight, certain people anymore. I want to fight champions now.
Yeah.
Like I'm very hungry. I'm very ambitious about it. Like I see myself being the first first undisputed featherweight world champion in the 4-belt era. I don't think that there's ever been. I've done this in history. So yeah, like I don't think there's ever been a champion, like undisputed champion in featherweight. So I don't want to be the first.
Okay, how do we get to Inoue?
Well, you got to ask Inoue how you got to get to me, and that's just moving up to 126.
Yeah, do you think he wants to?
I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to.
You've been banging this drum for a bit now.
Yeah, since like 2023 at this point.
Yeah.
Like back when, he wasn't getting knocked down, when no one was calling him out. I was there calling him out. But yeah, I was I feel like with Inoue, I don't think he wants to fight at 126 right now, especially after his last fight. I was there at his last fight. He got dropped, obviously. And
were you surprised by that?
No, I wasn't surprised.
You weren't surprised?
No.
He was a gigantic favorite.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's boxing. Anybody could get caught. Anybody could get clipped. I feel like, especially with his style, sometimes he gets overexcited, and he just runs into shots. That's what happened with Luis Nery as well, too. He got clipped against Nonito Donaire, but he didn't get dropped, but he still got clipped. I feel like now I think he's hitting a ceiling, or we're starting to see chinks in the armor when it comes to Inoue. And his post-press conference that he had after his last fight, I was in attendance, and he said that if he can continue to make 122 as comfortably as he's making it, he's going to stay there.
Okay.
That shows me that there's no real interest of going up. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to back when he was coming to New York, attending my fight, and then leaving right after, kind of like making it known, like, or teasing, like he's going to come up to featherweight. He's not doing that anymore.
Why do you think he was doing that? Do you think he was actually trying to, get a scouting report on you?
100%. 100%.
And then so why didn't he pounce on it?
I mean, I think he was just planting a seed. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all about just marinating it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's undisputed champion in that division. So it's like you're undisputed. You kind of already are done and took over that division. You expect to move up. So I feel like he was just kind of flirting with it and planting a seed just in case. I don't know if he's gonna, bite on it though.
So what happened with Nick Ball?
So my team reached out to his team.
Huge offer, right? You said
At first they were like, they would need a number like $2 million to even look our way. We didn't have that on the table at the moment, so we put it to rest for some months. We come back later and we're like, all right, we have that number that you want, and then his team just makes another excuse. So now it's like, okay, money thing in business I get, like 100% to make the fight, I'm with it. Like I totally understand it. Now we have that, and you're making another excuse. Something not right, bro.
Yeah.
Something like you're something's not confident, or like you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe in you're a fighter. I don't know what that's about. So that lets me know like it's more than just the money. That lets me know like because if you're just a fighter, well, his team. Let me put on his team.
Yeah.
If you believe in your fighter, and you know that your fighter is the best, you have no problem with him fighting the number 1 and number 2 ranked guy for your belt. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm deserving of to fight for a belt. You don't have to be ranked number 1, ranked number 2. You could be ranked number 13 and fight for a belt. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm deserving for it. Why would I not shoot for you? You know what I'm saying? But they're just making these little obstacles, these little hoops and bounds for me right now. But I feel like everything's gonna happen at the right time, and I'm not gonna rush it. It is what it is. We're gonna get a title and then have more of an incentive to fight, him, and then be the first unified champion of the division.
You wanted that for this date?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I really did. I wanted it to be even back in March 29th. I just wanted to fight for a title. But it didn't happen. But hopefully it could happen at the end of this year or the beginning of next year.
So speaking of you can be ranked whatever and fight for the belt, what about Manny Pacquiao? Time away, gets ranked, everyone loses their
man.
mind, And then he freaking turns back the clock. And you were training at the same gym just for a little bit. He showed up a couple times, right?
Yeah, he showed up a couple of times at my gym. Yeah.
What about, did you watch that?
No. Yeah, I watched this fight. Yes.
Yeah, did you watch it on Saturday?
Oh, 100%. Manny looked great, man. You know, I was kind of worried about him at first going into this
everyone
fight
was.
because obviously his age, and then his last outing, he didn't really, really look his best. You know, he didn't really look that good. But what I was told was that he didn't train that much for that specific fight. So I was like, okay. But then, you know, the way he trained for this fight, I heard that I have some friends that went out there in the Philippines with him, and they were right alongside him training. They were like, oh, like, Manny looks really good. His legs look strong. He's looking, you know, he turned like he's turning back the clock. So I was like, oh, that's dope. And me watching him fight, it was like me being a teenager again, watching Pacquiao fight and just being in awe because you could just see the veteran experience of still being able to like roll off certain shots, pace yourself, land certain things, switching the speed of your attacks. His foot movement is still very awkward, and it's something that is still like a Rubik's Cube to kind of figure out. You know, it was beautiful to see Pacquiao there in the ring. And to be honest, you know, it's funny. I'm happy that the fight ended in a draw, so we can see this fight happen again.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like if Barrio said he's down with it, he would do it.
It's gonna
like,
be huge.
I would love to see that fight happen again.
2 straight draws for Barrios. On the same card that you fought on, which is weird.
That is
Retains
true.
the belt twice. But yeah, I was worried. 46 champion. He's like 15 years or so younger than him.
Mm-hmm.
They ranked him. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not going to end well because and the way in which he looked in his last fight, as you said.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I actually kind of thought he won.
Yeah. A lot of people I thought he won too. I'm not gonna lie, you know, and
Like 7-5.
granted, I feel like, you know, because it was that close, people can make an argument.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not mad with a draw just so we can have another fight.
Did you see Usyk earlier in the day?
No, I didn't.
He's
see
unbelievable, this guy.
Yeah.
I think he's number 1 pound for pound.
Yeah.
I know some people don't think the heavyweight champion can be, but he was undisputed at cruiserweight.
No, he's definitely number 1 pound for pound.
Right?
No, yeah,
some people will say Terrence, some will say Inoue.
I feel
I
like
think it's Usyk.
it happens fight by fight.
Yeah.
It happens fight by fight. So it's like once Terrence and Canelo fights, it'll change.
Sure.
But right now, as we're speaking of today, yes,
Look at
Usyk
this
is
guy. Look at this guy.
number 1.
That was the drop, right? That was the knockdown right there. Like the way in which
that
moves,
was crazy.
Here's where he stops him for a
Boom.
heavyweight. Look at this guy.
I saw the replay of it. I didn't watch the whole fight. I saw the replay, and I feel like at his age as well too, it's like
38.
he's not showing no like sense of like slowing down.
Yeah.
Man, what is he gonna do next?
Man,
I don't
Jake
know.
Paul is going to fight him. He's going to beat him.
Oh,
Come
nah, heck no. That's not happening
You saw
at
them
all.
face off.
No, I didn't
They
see the
faced
face
off
off, yeah?
afterwards.
Oh yeah, man. Jake Paul does not want to do that,
No.
bro.
He said in
'Cause
MMA. He said he wants to do it in MMA.
Jake Paul still don't want to do that.
Still,
Like, I
you think
still
Usyk beats him in MMA?
Wait, Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Does Jake Paul does he even
Not
do
really,
MMA?
not really.
Yeah, sure. So I don't see him doing much in the cage either.
How do you feel about this Jake Paul thing?
To be honest, at first I didn't know what to think of it because this is like, okay, dude, like you're just this content creator. You think you could just become a boxer and make all this money and get all of this notoriety and not put in as much work as actual boxers do. In the beginning, we took an offense to that. You know what I'm saying? But we starting to see like how he's actually like taking it serious. Like he does train his butt off and he is taking these fights. He's going rounds, fighting, no headgear, smaller gloves. He's taking the right approach, right? And on top of that, he's bringing a whole different like demographic of people getting into boxing, making the sport lucrative and making it a lot of fun to watch, because he's opened up doors for other content creators to have their own events. And then, to be honest, it's a lot of fun just watching the people that don't know how to fight because they just be wailing away. It's very entertaining. I'm not even gonna lie.
He wants to fight AJ.
Hey, by all means, do it. Like, it'll be a big event
against AJ.
Yeah, I think he gets smoked against.
You think
AJ.
so?
Yeah. AJ's too big.
He wants to fight AJ, Tank Davis.
Man, I feel like the Tank Davis one is a little like Tank is like really small, but even then though, like Tank he's just too experienced. Like
right. You think
us
Tank
boxers,
beats him?
Yeah. I think
Despite,
Tank
this is like a 60-pound.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter because like when you're a boxer for like on that level, it's just like you can break down a lot of bigger dudes that's like that's lower than you. Like Jake Paul, he is good for his experience though. I will say, Like Jake Paul is interestingly getting like better fight by fight. It's crazy to watch, but yeah, like when it comes to an actual like boxer that's on that level, nah, I can't say that you match up with that.
Do you think Terrence beats Canelo?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think that Terrence beats Canelo.
I feel like more and more people are starting to say this. I feel like originally everyone was like, Canelo's too big. And now I feel like there's been some momentum where people are like, no, I think Terrence, seeing them side by side, he doesn't seem that much bigger.
Mm. See, the size, that never bothers me because Canelo on fight night, for some reason, he just seems like he's so much bigger than the guy because of his stature.
Mm-hmm.
It's not more so his height, it's his back. Like, you always, like, his back is very, like, just wide and, like, Cobra-like shape. You know what I'm saying? I feel when it comes to Canelo, it's just his natural physicality that's just very imposing. For me, that size is still always going to be a problem for me. Because I think when Terrence Crawford, his last fight when he fought Madrimov, he mentioned, I thought the problem for the fight, and I'm going to stand on this because I genuinely believe that this is what it is, even no matter what Bud says, that the fight was as competitive as it was because of the style. But Bud said in a interview and during the fight that it was the power that was kind of an issue that made him kind of like, a little, hesitant on certain things. If the power is an issue, Canelo's stronger than Madrimov. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that? And then there were certain shots that Madrimov got in with the straight right hand, the dip right hand straight after Terrence throws his jab that Canelo does very well. Canelo has actually dropped Austin Trout with that same shot. What are you going to do with that? So that is still a problem for me when it comes to, for Crawford. But I do feel like overall, Crawford is the best fighter, the better well-rounded fighter. He has the better footwork. He has the speed. He's a switch hitter. He's more versatile. He has what it takes to win. So, and I do feel like the mentality as well, too, has that dog mentality. If Canelo hits him, he's going to want to get his back, but still be smart about it, I think that's one of the main things that make me feel that Crawford is going to be able to take the victory.
I saw you at the Times Square event. I saw you take a picture with Conor Benn.
Mm-hmm.
Last week we had Conor and Shakur Stevenson in studio. They had a fun little
I saw that. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, how was that?
Yo, it was sick, man. It was sick because at first I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I wasn't sure if they were going to throw hands.
Yeah.
But they were funny together in a weird way. What do you think about that? That would obviously be a big jump up for Shakur, but it seems like he's game, and now it seems like the Conor Benn Eubank rematch has gone up in smoke.
That's funny.
I kind of want to see it.
That's funny. Like, I still want to see Conor Benn and Eubank first of all, because that first fight was crazy.
Incredible. It was incredible.
But yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? I feel like, I'm gonna just put it out there for people that don't know. As a boxer, when you're growing, right? And if you have like a certain level of skill, you realize that you can hang with a lot of bigger guys because skills kind of transcends through weight classes. That's why you see guys like Manny Pacquiao go up, Inoue go up, Mayweather go up, Oscar De La Hoya. You see these guys because their skills kind of put them through. Like, obviously sometimes you're able to grow into certain weight classes, but you're able to hang with a lot of guys because skills pays the bills. I feel like with Shakur's skill set, he can hang with a lot of guys, man. He can live with he's been known to spar Jared Anderson before. You know what I'm saying? So, and Jared is a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could see him mixing, and dibbling and dabbling with a lot of different guys as well too, and kind of taking a chance to fight in those higher weight classes.
That would be crazy. I've seen you do some underwater training.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Is it tough?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's tough.
How long are you under for? Here's some of the footage right here.
Yeah, man. It's super fun. It's actually something that we've put into our training camp starting for this fight. It's my first 12-round fight, and I wanted to be able to make sure that we do everything in our power to know that we will be able to last all 12 rounds and have that stamina and cardio and breathing techniques, whatever it is to be able to last the 12. We're gonna do it. So yeah, no, these exercises, these last for about like an hour and a half per class.
Wow.
And
how long are you actually under without, how long can you go?
How much is that? As long as I want to. Like, they allow you to push yourself. Like, if you can only stay under 30 seconds, stay under 30 seconds. If you can stay under 3 minutes, you can do the full 3 minutes. You can push yourself.
You can do 3 minutes?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I can do about 2 though.
Damn.
I can do like two minutes underwater for sure.
When you started, what were you at?
When I started, I would say I'll probably like 45 seconds.
Okay.
And but see, it's not just about holding your breath. While you're holding your breath and you're working while you're under there, it's like that activity. Like you want to breathe because usually, let's say if I'm doing squat presses with dumbbells underwater, if I'm doing it on land, I'm trying to breathe and press, breathe and press. I'm underwater. I'm like, I can't breathe and press. I gotta hold my breath, and that's taking more oxygen out of my muscles. You gotta stay calm. You gotta know how to be calm in the chaos. Find that little, serenity in the, in the eye of the storm type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I learned how to do that, and that brings you to a certain type of mentality. To it's like, just you take that into the ring, and you can always be calm, even if you're like tired or kind of fatigued. It's like, it really changed my life. Honestly, I'm not even much of a swimmer. Like I just started like learning how to just do freestyle swimming probably like a few months ago. But so me being in a deep water, 13 feet, that was kind of scary for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I was not confident at all, but they made me very confident, and they took my game to another level.
Shu Shu has martial arts, that's a martial arts thing,
Dude,
right?
I wish I had the coolest story. I don't.
Is it not?
It's not. It's just the baby name. Like in the hood, like everybody got their juju and their new-news and So
where did Shu Shu come from?
it's just a baby name. Like it was
Your name is Bruce.
Yeah, I know. It didn't stand for my name at all.
Okay.
I guess like my dad, he just started calling me Shu Shu. I don't know where he got it from. It just something that just a baby name.
Damn.
And
So there's
he
no
called
like
me
great
that.
story behind it.
Nah, I wish there was.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that the Egyptian meaning is the one who rises above all.
Oh wow.
So I felt like
Is that a coincidence? Like he didn't call you? Okay.
Nah, it's just a coincidence.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I really like, feel like with my mentality and the things I've gone through in life is very fitting. But the name Shu Shu, I'm glad that I have it because not a lot of people have it. It's something that's catchy. When people hear it, they remember it. When you type my name up, Shu Shu, SHU, I'm the only thing that pops up.
Yeah.
It's like I'm super synonymous with it. So it was like, it's perfect. I knew I was going to have that name as my ring name going into the pro.
More people probably call you Shu Shu than Bruce.
Yeah. At this point now, like they don't even call me Bruce Carrington. They call me Shu Shu Carrington.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It just
So
flows.
it
flows.
does. It does.
And you always have your brother on your trunks. You always have his name there, right? Forever Ike.
Yes. I do.
So that's part you talk about. And unfortunately, he was murdered, right?
Yeah.
How old were you when he passed away?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about rising above things, that would be at the top of the list.
100%. I feel like that changed my life so much because, when you have just a lot of death around you coming up in Brownsville, you kind of get, desensitized from death, from like how serious it is, like the weight of it, right? And but once I lost my brother, the way I lost him as well, it was like, dude, like I can't believe that massacres happens in this world, and what do these like the pain of the families, that how long it lasts, like not even just the whole family, the household, like it's so crazy because I have experienced times of let's say if I'm saying I used to sleep in the same bed as my brother.
You used to sleep in the same bed?
Yeah, we used to sleep in the same bed.
Wow.
We had a king size bed inside our room. And that little space, just being able to wake up and turn over and see him, like it's just empty, he's not there. We used to have this little hallway to walk to the kitchen from our room. And sometimes if he's going the opposite direction, we have to squeeze by each other. That space is not taken up anymore. Holidays, birthdays, not the same. It's like, man, like how am I going to be able to live through life like this? It's so unfamiliar, And then on top of that, my little brother, Blake, he was 7 at the time. And my older brother that passed, he was like kind of like a second father figure to him. Taking him everywhere, really loved Blake. Like every time I'll be yelling at Blake and dang, they almost hit him because if he does something to me, Mike would yell at me like, "Oh, don't hit him!" and go crazy, very defensive. That I felt like that role fell on me, and it was just like I don't know if I was ready for that. I'm just like, oh man, but I feel like everything happened for a reason, and I was, I ended up being ready for it because my little brother Blake, I love him to death, and he looks up to me so much, and I have him like next to me like every step of the way as much as I can, and but yeah, my brother was my best friend, man. It was super tough because around the time he died was around the time I felt like very misunderstood as a teenager. A lot of teenagers go through that time, when they're just like figuring out life and going through the certain things that they need answers to. And my brother had the answers for a lot of things that I was going through because he had a very similar personality to me. And when I didn't have him, I'm just like, who do I talk to? I started going to my dad after a while, but it was just kind of like, I didn't want to open up to my dad. I wanted to open up to my brother. We used to share clothes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how like tight we were. Like, he's had my Team Carrington hoodies and hats and shirts everywhere he went, talking to his friends about me and just bragging all the time. So much to the point to after he passed, I still get DMs to this day. Yo, I never met you before, but your brother used to always talk about you. He used to have your hat. He used to walk in your boxing shoes to just hang out with us. Like, I didn't even know he was doing that. Like,
wow, that's crazy, amazing. Give me chills.
Yeah, he was real chill.
What do you think he would say about all of this?
I think that
the success you've had.
Man, I think that he would be happy for me for sure. He would be still the loudest and proudest supporter that I have today.
Man, well, I hope he's watching on Saturday, and I'd like to think that he is.
Yeah,
keep it up, man. It's great to see you. You have a smile that would light up a room.
Thank you.
Reminds me of what people would say about Magic Johnson when he first came on the scene.
That's great. Thank you.
That big smile, which is lovely to see, and I really hope that they continue to get behind you, Top Rank, because right now, as you know, there's sort of like this open space for who's the face of American boxing, who's like the next big guy, and I would put you in that conversation. So
thank you. I appreciate
keep doing your thing. Good luck on Saturday. Looking forward to it, and thank you for coming in. There's the poster right there. Interim WBC featherweight title. Mateus Heita getting a big opportunity for him too, but you're going to defend your turf. So I'm looking forward to that.
Right in New York City, baby.
Yes.
Yes,
Good luck later today with the kids. It's great that you're doing that.
Yes,
thank you for stopping by.
I appreciate you for having me.
There he is, the one and only Shu Shu Carrington. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Ateba Gautier coming up in a matter of seconds. Much more to come. You look to be in incredible shape. Was there any point throughout the whole process where you were like, damn, man, I got a couple more left in me here. I don't really want to stop doing this.
I know I have a couple more left in me, for sure.
Do you still feel that way after the fight?
Physically, yeah. Physically, I'm fine. I can keep rocking, for sure.
And so ultimately, why are you not going to?
Because I'm not going to leave that much of myself in this sport, in this octagon. I mean, now's the time. I just feel like I have other things I care about more than fighting. And that never was a thought process or a way of feeling and loving things ever before in my life.
Mm-hmm. When do you think that started, that shift?
Yeah, finding out my wife was pregnant again, my daughter getting older, just realizing stuff.
Yeah.
It was a slow process.
You clearly seemed in the moment to feel like the fight was closer than the judges scored it. Have you watched it since?
Yeah, I watched it that night with my team, and I now, being in the eye of the storm and the way you're feeling with the adrenaline and the shots you're landing and going back to the stool each round, it felt a lot different than what it looked like from outside when I watched it.
So when you watched it, what did you think it was?
I said, okay, I see how he won these rounds.
Okay.
He was busier, throwing more volume, landing good body shots, just adding up scores in the piggy bank, and I watching it back, I can see myself, I wouldn't say hesitant, but not pulling the trigger like I should have been, not being as offensive as I should have been. And I think that was subliminally done, like just self-preservation, trying to get back safe, knowing this is the last one, like knowing at the end of the night, the rankings didn't matter. My next fight didn't matter. Like, not that I pulled back, I gave it my all, but I could have put myself in harm's way to maybe make something happen for sure.
Do you regret that?
I don't think so, man. I obviously, if I tried to hurt him, if I would have landed a shot that hurt him when I dropped him, I tried to finish him. But it could have been horrible. I could have tried to land a big shot or gone out the way to put myself in harm's way, like I'm saying, and I could have been knocked out. My brain could have got shaken up worse. So it is what it is. I tried to fight a smart fight, be a professional, protect myself at all times, and land shots that I thought were good counters or good timing when he was open. And it is what it is, like the man himself says. I was trying to finish him, but I didn't put myself in harm's way as much as I have in the past.
That scene towards the end of the second round, when I was watching that, I was like, holy shit, if he pulls this off, it will go down as the greatest ending ever. If you would have pulled off the guillotine, the jumping guillotine. And there it is. You got the picture. The picture is phenomenal. For that brief second, I was like, holy shit, he's actually going to do it. And then I was like, this is legit. Hollywood would not believe this. Are you thinking that in the moment, or is it too quick?
No, I'm thinking it in the moment as well. I'm thinking, no way Max is grabbing my ankles from his knees, trying to wrestle headfirst into me. His neck here, it felt like the skies opened up and the sun was shining on me.
And then what did he do to get out?
As soon as I went to grab the grip around his neck, he rolled to his back. And there was only like maybe 8 seconds left. As soon as he rolled, he rolled before I even started really locking it in, and I lost gripping with my hands. And maybe if I had like another 20.
Okay, that was my conversation with Dustin Poirier from Monday's program. Great chat. You can watch it right now on the channel. That was Bruce Shu Shu Carrington, another name that you need to start paying attention to. Undefeated, going to be fighting in the co-main event of the final top-ranked card on ESPN. As of right now, we don't know where they will end up. I'm sure it'll be somewhere, and hopefully we'll find out in the next few days or weeks. Still to come, AJ McKee is going to join us. He was successful on Saturday in Cape Town, South Africa. He got back on track, and it was wild. He was fighting on the same day that Patricio Pitbull was making his second appearance in the UFC. Pitbull ultimately wins that fight. AJ's fighting in South Africa on the PFL roster. Of course, that was his third PFL appearance. Beat Clay Collard in his debut, a longtime staple of the Bellator scene. Lost to Paul Hughes via split decision back in October, and then came back on Saturday to defeat Ahmed Magomedov. So we'll talk to him, but in a matter of seconds, we're going to be joined by someone that I'm very excited to talk to. He is a product of Cameroon, so another great fighter coming out of Cameroon. Of course, the most successful and famous one would without a doubt be Le Prédateur, Francis Ngannou, but we need to start talking about Ateba Gautier, who is just 23 years young and is smashing people. He is smashing people in the UFC. He defeated Robert Valentin in just 70 seconds on Saturday, won a performance bonus. He defeated Jose Medina back in March in a little over 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 3:32 to be exact, got a performance bonus. Won on Dana White's Contender Series, also via TKO. Didn't get a performance bonus because they don't hand those out, but won in the second round. All he does is smash fools. One loss very early in his career. In his second pro fight, he lost via split decision. Won his debut via decision. Every fight since, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, every fight since has come via some form of stoppage. I mean, chiseled, absolutely chiseled. Looks like a heavyweight in a middleweight's body. At some point, probably will end up having to move up because he is that damn big and strong. But he is making waves and has linked up with the good folks over at Manchester, top team with the likes of Carl Prince, doing a lot of big things over there. Was victorious once again on Saturday, his 7th win in a row, his 2nd straight in the UFC. Let us say hello to the silent assassin, Ateba Gautier, who is kind enough to join us. Hello, Ateba. Salut, mon ami. Comment ça va?
Salut. Je vais bien et toi?
Oui, je parle français aussi. On peut parler français cette interview.
Ok, merci beaucoup.
Non, mais mon audience, il parle pas français. Il comprend pas.
Sans problème, il peut parler aussi en anglais.
Yeah, okay. I was just saying to everyone that my audience doesn't know French, but I would love to speak to him in French. It's great to see you. It's great to have you on the show. Congratulations on all your success. What a time. How are you handling all of this? All this this great fortune and success that is coming your way. 2 straight wins in the UFC now, 2 performance bonuses. It must be good being Ateba Gautier.
To be honest, I think so, but I'm not like, I'm not the guys like, I'm not too focused on that. Like, I finished the fight on Saturday, and I start straight away the training again.
You don't take a break.
Uh it, I don't think I need a break. For now, I don't need a break. Like this, I just have like a training, like training and home. So I always have time, like free time. So it's okay for me.
No vacation.
No,
No.
like that's always like training is my life. So like for me, I'm happy to do it. I'm just happy to do. I'm happy to train. I enjoying it. That's the best part of my life. So I like to do it. For me, it's not a job. It's not something hard. I just want to do it.
Yeah, I heard them ask you in the post-fight interview. I heard them say, "What are you going to do with the performance bonus money?" And you said, "Sleep."
Oh no! Like so to be honest, like as soon as I will get the performance bonus, honest, I'm gonna buy like an house for my mom, and really try to work with my team and everyone behind us, like to bring like more people from Cameroon, from my team in Cameroon and Boa Association to bring them over here in UK, so they will improve like me,
So,
on the same way like me.
do you live in the UK full time?
Yeah, now I'm living in UK full time now, but most of the time, like sometime as well, I'm going back to Cameroon to see my family, my mom.
How did you end up in the UK? Like, why did you end up in Manchester of all places?
Okay, like it happened the way like I was in Cameroon. I did like Africa. I did like competition in sambo combat,
Yes,
and
I've seen it.
my coach there met with my coach here like Carl in Abu Dhabi in one event in one UFC fight night in one event, and they meet with one friend of my coach who is now as like big brother of mine, Liban Suleiman, and they meet and they make everything happen to take me from Cameroon to England.
Okay, and so your introduction into combat sports, was that via sambo?
Yeah, my introduction to combat sport was via sambo sport. Yeah.
And here's some footage of you. I mean, you're just as big and strong in that world as you are in the world of MMA. Who got you into sambo, and is sambo popular in Cameroon?
Sambo is popular in Cameroon, and the person who got me in combat sport, my coach. He's just right here in my corner. That's my coach. Like, my first coach, and now it's like it's like one member of my family now because he shared with me the love. Like, I have to use my power to do like something good with, not like not something bad, but I have to use my power in the good way. So he bring me to Sambo, like because his name like William Machang. He's the best coach in Sambo in Cameroon. And he encourages me in Sambo, share the love of martial art with me. That's how I start. I fell in love with combat sport, like love.
I was talking to Daniel Cormier today about you, and he told me that either you told him or someone on your team told him that like you don't lift weights, or at least when you were a kid you didn't lift weights at all. All these muscles, the way you look, is all very natural. No weightlifting at all. Is that true? How is that possible?
To be honest, like that's just gift from God.
What?
To be honest, like
Gift from God? Looking like that?
yeah,
That's
just gift.
you still not
Yeah,
lift any
just
weights?
I lift weight sometime, I'm not the guys who will say like, now have like conditioning session. No. Sometime, to be honest, I don't like it. I don't like. To be honest, I don't like. I hate weightlifting. I hate that. So
Really?
for me, it's like, yeah, I
So
don't
that's
like
just
this
what?
part.
That's just your genes? That's just your family, the way you look?
Yes.
What
The way
the
I'm
hell,
looking is
man?
just like, yeah, just like
I wish I looked like that from my genes. I mean, geez, Louise. The strength, where does that come from? Who in your family is like that?
like most of us we are looking the same in my family, but I think it's from my mom's side because my grandma was like that. She
Wow.
was tall. Yeah, my grandma was tall and big girls, and she used to be strong.
When you
So
punch people, man, when you punch people, it's like someone taking like a stick of wood, a 2x4. Like you feel the thud, you feel the power. It's incredible watching you fight. It really is impressive.
thank you, thank you so much.
It looks
But when
painful.
yeah, it is. It is. You know, I don't hold back. So I feel like yeah, I feel like when I hit someone like he had a very bad time. But you know, if he's my opponent, I know for me obviously it's just love, you know, just love. We love each other. That's why we try to knock each other out. Just love. It's
Love.
just like
You think he
yes, just
loved you? You
love.
think Robert loved you? He was trying to get under your skin, I felt like before the fight.
Well, you know, like for me, it's just like that's why we are doing it because just like we love this. So for me, it's just like if when someone hit me, it hit me to make me strong, just strong. So it doesn't hit me because he hate me. He love me. He want to show me like you have to be stronger.
I've
That's
never,
why
by the
for
way, I've
me.
never heard someone explain it that way. I've never heard
Yeah.
someone say love. I mean, I think it speaks to the kind of person that you are, but I'm not sure if everyone loves each other who's hitting each other like that.
For me, there's no point on my vision. That's what I
Yeah.
said. On my vision, there's no point to do MMA and hating people. Like I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you. Okay, but I hurt you because I love you because you love this sport. And this sport, you are meant to hurt each other. You know, so we love each other. That's why we are going to hurt each other. Just love. But after that, there's nothing else. Like
Wow.
love.
Is there
Yeah.
any what bothers you? What makes you upset? What do you hate?
Oh, okay. What I hate, like I hate people like I hate seeing people have like I hate people who lies. I hate people who are like fight for no reason. You know, I hate seeing people suffer as well.
You,
I hate like I hate a lot of like no. I feel like what I hate is like what like I'm just what normal people should hate as well. Like
okay.
normal thing. Yeah,
You know, I've talked to Francis a lot over the year. By the way, do you know Francis?
I know him like in video.
Have you ever met him? Did you catch that fly, by the way?
Yes.
You caught it. This thing you
Yeah.
just did, you caught a fly. You're crazy. That's incredible. So obviously you know of Francis, but have you ever met him? Have you ever shaken his hand?
Never.
Wow. We got to get you to meet. Is he an inspiration for you?
In the big when I start MMA, he is not my main inspiration. He's not the inspiration for me. But so that I get into the MMA world and I discover like, wow, there's this guy is also Cameroon, and like I say like yes, now I say like yes, he did something good and great. But the first person who really like I was like, I want to be on this level. I want to be like him. I want to be on this promotion. And the top, I want to be like him was Leron Murphy because like people knows him as a only as a fighter, but I know him also as a teammate and as a friend. And it's like someone who like inspire me, you know, the way he's fighting, even like not only in the fight, but at at the gym, you know, the way he's acting was like, yeah, yeah, that's the way, that's the guys I have to follow. If I look up to be like him, I'm sure, like I'm the guys. When I want to be like you, it's not like I want to be on your level. Obviously, I'm the guys like I want to be like you, and more than you. You know,
Mm.
and look just more.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Lerone Murphy, one of the best fighters in the UFC now, and I know a teammate of yours at Manchester Top Team. The reason I brought up Francis is because he has talked to us a lot about his humble beginnings, about how he lived in Cameroon, what he tried to escape, all the things he had to do. Do you have a similar history, or was your upbringing completely different?
A bit different because you know, like Francis, you know, in Cameroon, you know, when you're big, I, in Cameroon, I'm not like the biggest guy in Cameroon, to be honest. I'm like average guy, like normal. Yeah, I'm average. Even my physics, that's average physics in Cameroon. It's like normal. You will meet many people like that in Cameroon, and it's normal for us. And Francis was is like he's big guys in Cameroon, like with big guys. Obviously, when someone is big as him, you don't want to mess with him. You don't want problem with him. Obviously, when someone is big like that, he's strong. In Cameroon, for sure, he's strong. He's not weak at all. But I wasn't the guy. I wasn't like the guy, the most bigger guys in my area. So I have to always show that I was strong. You know,
Yeah,
that
you used
was
to get into
different.
street fights as a kid, right? 9, 10 years old, you're fighting guys.
Yeah, because I have to show that I was strong. But because my body doesn't look, when I was kid, like my body wasn't look like he's the most stronger guys here. But I have always to show, I always have to show, like I'm strong. I'm strong. I can do it. No one can, no one can mess with me. And always you have to show.
And
You
so
have to show.
those people that you were fighting with on the street, did you love them as well? Or was that a different type of battle?
No, it was like different type of battle because this battle was like I know like I have to gain respect. People have to respect me by force because if I don't force them to respect me, well, I'm gonna have very bad time. Very bad time.
How many street fights do you think you got into as a kid?
Oh, to be honest, like I can't count. I can't.
Like over 100?
Over for sure.
Wow, you were fighting all the time.
All the time, it was normal. For me, it was already normal. Like I normalized the fact fighting in the street was normal. And in one moment, my mom was like, I felt, and why I fell in love more with combat sport was like, you can fight with people, and there's no one will hate you after, and you will not have to fight with them friend after. And that's why I love more combat sport. Like, yes, that's the real love. You can fight only with one person, and you are not waiting for more people. I say like, yes, I really love this sport. I fell in love. Like that's the love. That's the love I'm always looking for. That was the real love. But in the street fight, for 100%, know, no, you are going to fight. You can fight every single day, back to back.
Damn.
And it's not with one, not two. Like sometimes you can fight five people, six people, and sometimes it's not like only fighting with hands. They are not coming because obviously when they know already you are strong, you have to be ready for everything.
Did you ever get in serious trouble? Did you ever get, I don't know how it works, but like as a result of fighting, did you ever get in trouble with the law?
With the law, no, because obviously we used to fight in in our neighborhood, so like always in very hiding place, weird place, where even like the police can't get there.
And what about seriously hurt?
Sorry?
Did you ever get hurt?
Ah, yes.
Like what was the worst injury?
The worst injury I've got in the street fight was I was stabbed. I get stabbed by
What?
the one guys in the. I have like one mark, two marks in my shoulder. I get stabbed with a screwdriver.
A screwdriver?
Yeah.
What that? So they don't fight fair. They're fighting with weapons.
Yeah, it was normal for me. Like when I realized it wasn't normal is when I get in UK. But before UK, for me was normal. I normalized the fact you can fight with someone who got something like screwdriver, knife, something like that. For me was absolutely normal, no problem.
Wow. Did people ever die in these fights?
And dying, no, I never hear or they just beat you up. If they knock you out, they will leave you. Like, okay, it's okay.
Okay.
But
And was
never
it just
die.
like, hey, let's fight for the sake of fighting, or was there an issue that needed to be settled?
The kind of issue I'm going to tell you is like you're walking in the street and then someone look at you or you're looking at someone.
Yeah.
Everyone you just look like you just say, why are you looking at me on this way? You say like sorry, there's no sorry. And just if he's mad or if he's not okay, just come and maybe slap you or try to punch you. And you said, no way, you can't punch me. I won't let someone like me and just stand and just hit me for no reason. I say sorry already, and then you start fighting. Always like most of the time was like the weirdest reason in the world.
When you got stabbed with the screwdriver, what happened?
I didn't even feel in the moment. I didn't even feel.
Did you go to the hospital?
No.
What? But you had.
No, for real. For me was not. For me was okay. You know, for me, because on my body I have a lot of scar. For me, like every scar, like one story, I was like, yeah, I did this battle. I'm still alive. You know, what for me was like, I normalized the fact you can fight like on this way, and it's normal. It was normal, but it wasn't.
When was the last time you had a street fight? How long ago?
5 years.
Okay, so in the UK, this doesn't happen.
No.
Okay.
No. For me, UK is so safe, so cool.
You know what happened to Lerone Murphy, right?
Yeah.
That was scary stuff.
Yeah,
Miracle. He was shot in the face.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah. But for me, it's like it can happen.
Anywhere.
It's always anywhere in the world. So it's happened, but he's still alive. He's a real warrior.
He is a walking miracle. And what about your size? Do you it's crazy to me? You're just 23. Do you think eventually you're going to have to move up? Is it getting hard to make middleweight?
To be honest, it's not hard to make middleweight now. It's not hard, but if I'm keep growing up on the way I'm growing up, I will move. If it's become like too hard, I'm just gonna move. But for now, I'm still okay. Like let's go to middleweight. Yeah.
Look at where's this? Where is this? This is in Cameroon.
I was in Cameroon in the back of my house. I was kicking a papaya tree. I even broke that tree.
You kicked the papaya tree and you broke it?
Yeah.
This is how you would train. Incredible.
Yeah.
Does your mom still live there?
Yeah, she still live there. Now with the, I said before, like with the money I've got, like for the performance, like I'm gonna buy a house, new house for her. You're gonna be happy. You know, since I was a kid, I always say my mom she's getting up like at 5 a.m. back home like at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. You know, it's not easy for me to see her keep doing it. But now I make everything like for her, like to make her stop because she's old now, but she's not the most old woman in the world. But for me, she's old and I love her. I don't want her to keep doing it because like I don't want to lose my mom. And now she's getting ill, you know, like she had like diabetes, like she had diabetes. So like no, I don't want to see my mom on this way. That's why I'm fighting to make her life better, my life better. But I don't want to see my mom suffer anymore.
Yeah, no, respect. Do you have siblings?
I have siblings.
How many?
7.
7. And do they? So it's 8, including you.
No, all of us.
Oh, 7. Okay, and do they live there?
Yes, they are living there.
Any fighters?
No, they are strong. They are very strong, but no, they never. I'm the first one in my family who ever thought about like doing like fighting things, but they said no.
I heard you say someone asked you if you weren't a fighter, what would you be doing, and you said IT.
Yes.
Well, like what specifically in IT?
Like a programmation.
Okay, this is you studied this?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you think you'll still do that one day or no more? You're gonna just stick with the athletics?
To be honest, even now I'm still like studying. When I have time, I'm still studying. For me, it's like I still have time to learn. I can learn everything. Though not only fighting, but I can learn everything. I'm still learning mathematics, physics. When I have free time, still learning. IT, still learning.
When do you think you'll come back? Meaning, when do you think you'll fight again?
To be honest, now I don't know, but I'm waiting. When they're gonna give me a fight, I'm gonna fight again.
You're ready?
No problem. I'm ready to go again. That's why as soon as I finish the fight, just getting to the gym again.
And is there someone in particular you want to fight?
Oh no, I don't. I have no idea. Like for me, it's like there's no way to choose. If they give me someone, if they give me someone, I have to fight him. If I don't fight him now, I'm gonna fight him later. If I don't fight him later, I'm gonna fight him and again. So like, there's no point to say no. So like, let's fight. For me, that's why I say it's just love. Why am I going to say no to someone who loves me?
I get I love the way you break that down. By the way, did you speak French in New Orleans? There's a French community there.
Yeah, I didn't speak French, but more because like I'm like someone. I'm always in the room. Always, even in New Orleans, I was always in the room.
Oh, you don't even go outside for a walk or anything?
No.
You didn't have any beignets? You didn't go to
No.
Café du Monde to have some beignets with chocolat chaud?
No.
Come on, Ateba.
like-
You got to see the world, my friend.
I'm like that. I'm not doing it on purpose. That's my personality.
Yeah, you're focused.
It's not even like about being focused. Like that's how I am.
You
That's
just
who
like
I
to
am.
watch anime.
Yes.
Which,
yes.
Which is your favorite one? Pokemon?
No, like I like the anime like Bleach, but I like mainly one per character in Bleach.
Bleach?
Mainly one. Yeah, Bleach.
I don't know this one.
The anime, what they say, Bankai.
I don't know this. Frank, you know what he's talking about?
Yes.
We have a guy, he's an expert in anime. What is he saying, Frank? What is he saying? What's Bleach?
You know, like this guy.
Bleach.
This guy.
Ichigo?
You know this guy. Genpachi Zaragi.
Oh, yeah.
You know this guy, Frank?
He's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, he's the best guy.
Oh,
My
yeah.
best character. I like him.
I see him. He's got, he's like a samurai guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad guy.
You like
Bad.
this? You sit there and you watch this stuff.
Yeah, because he loves fighting. For him, fight is just like loves, like good. He like fighting.
But this is kids show. This is cartoons, no?
No, why is not kids show? No, I like him.
No, I
no
respect
matter what anyone will say, I like him.
I love it. So all you want to do is eat, sleep, train, watch anime.
Eat, sleep, train, watch anime, fighting, eat, sleep, and again, and again, and again, and again.
Well, it's working, my friend. It's a great life, and it's a pleasure to watch you fight. I'm a big fan. I really enjoy watching you do your thing. So keep it up.
Thank you.
Bon courage, as they say.
Merci
Félicitations. And thank you for coming
Merci.
on. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you fight again.
Thank you so much.
Okay, there he is, Ateba Gautier, the pride of Cameroon, the man known as the silent assassin. What a lovely fellow. Love meeting these guys for the first time, and love seeing him do his thing. If you have not watched him fight, if you have not seen his fight on Saturday or the one before that from a few months ago, do yourself a favor. It won't take you very long to watch these fights. He is a freaking beast out there. I mean, the way in which he punches, the power, the ferocity, it's unbelievable. He is going to be someone that we're going to be talking about for quite some time. Our next guest, our final guest of the day, is someone who we have been talking to and about for quite some time. He got back on track in Cape Town, South Africa this past weekend, defeating Ahmed Magomedov. A big win for him. It's always great to talk to the one and only AJ McKee, and he is here to talk to us about what transpired this past weekend. Hello, AJ. My man,
Hey,
how are
what up,
you?
Ariel? I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Feel good about it?
Oh yeah, man. It's like a welcoming home party for 145. So anytime you get back to doing what you do best, kicking ass, taking names, it's always a blessing.
Do you feel like you're back on track now?
Yeah, I don't feel like I was ever really off track. Life throws curveballs at you sometimes, and you just gotta roll with the punches. Yeah, a lot of wear and tear on the body. Things add up over time. So it's just doing the correct things and the right things to kind of heal. I'm getting old, so got to take care of the body now.
Old? How old are you? 30 years old, man. You ain't
I'm
old.
30, man.
Come on,
I'm
you're
getting
not
old,
old.
Ariel.
Stop it
I've been
with this.
wrestling since I was 5. I've been, in the MMA game since I can remember. So I've been at it over 10 years, fighting professionally now and fighting in general, probably 15, 20 plus years.
So you're back to 45.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I lost, I feel that was my first loss. I had shoulder surgery right before the fight. I wasn't supposed to fight. My doctor told me not to. But
Which one? The Paul Hughes fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had shoulder surgery. I think it was 3.5 months before the fight. I had a torn labrum, pec, bicep, and they shaved down my AC and rotator.
And so why did you fight?
Because I gotta pay bills, man.
Yeah.
And I could throw a punch. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I wasn't able to perform at all. You know what I mean? So I hadn't fought, and I think it was like 8 8 months or something. So I get the call, man. Regardless of my mental or physical health, I'm gonna go do what I love to do, and that's fight.
Hindsight 2020, do you regret taking the fight?
No, not
No.
at all.
No.
Not at all. I love fighting.
Okay.
It was just crazy because I've never felt the way I felt in that fight. And I came back after the first round and I was like, Dad, like I'm done. Like I'm gassed. I have nothing left in the tank. And to feel that and know like, all right, I can still fight 2 more tough rounds and lose a split decision that was close. You know what I mean? Me at 100%. I just I don't know. At 100%, that just reassures me of being the best, in my mindset. I've always felt I'm the best. I've always said I'm the best. And I'm going to just continue to prove to everyone that I'm the best. So, yeah, 145, that's my stomping ground. 55s, I was fight away from the title. So, like I said, I want to be a 45 and 55-pound champ. So maybe I'll get to it one day. But for now, we're focused on receiving another 145-pound title and claiming the best in the world there again.
So ultimately, why did you decide to make that move now?
Well, one, I was having a problem keeping my weight up, and I was eating just crazy stuff 24/7, blueberry banana pancakes, chicken parmesans every day, and my weight wasn't really staying up. So coming right off the shoulder surgery, my weight was already low. So yeah, after the fight, I was like, dude, just don't go splurge and take your weight back down. You know what I mean? And at 145 pounds, like I said, I don't care who it is. You put a man in front of me, I'm going to take him out. So coming off of a loss, I kind of don't want another loss. So it was just more of the reason, fighting at 155 pounds is like vacation. So it's more discipline, more structure to make 145 pounds. And yeah, I figured it's just time to get back to being serious, getting back to business. I'm meaner, hungrier, faster, bigger, and stronger at 145 pounds.
How was the cut this time?
Honestly, it wasn't bad. It was really easy. Getting older, getting smarter. I'm doing things the right way, a lot of running. I think I cut weight, what, maybe 4 times, 3 or 4 times. And
leading
yeah,
up
I
to
was
it.
on weight. Yeah,
Wow.
literally.
Why so many
2.5
times?
days. Well, I mean, I'm a big 45er. That's not even that much. My weight cuts used to be, man, I'd have to cut 6 or 7 times just to get down to 45s. So, and I'm saying 4 cuts over the span of maybe 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So it's not in one day I'm cutting 4 times. I think I cut once a day and maybe twice on Wednesday or Thursday. So cut wasn't that bad. It was honestly pretty easy.
What was it like being in South Africa, being in Cape Town? This was a big event. What did it feel like?
It was amazing, man. A little bit cold. I like the cold, but when that weight gets low, I don't like the cold too much.
Because it's winter there now, right?
Yeah, it's winter there.
Okay.
But it's still beautiful, man. Everything was so green. The sun would peek through on some days. I got to go run on the beach, kind of hang out, explore the town a little bit. It's a beautiful place. I can't wait to go back. I want to go back in summer. Everyone's telling me like, you got to come back there in the summer. The people are amazing. The culture is amazing. The history is even more amazing. So, being able to learn a few things while I was there as well was awesome.
It's obviously something we've been talking about for a while. MMA in Africa, a big show coming to Africa. Did you feel, and they have a champion, they have Dricus from South Africa. Did you feel like this was a budding MMA scene? Did you feel like they knew what they were talking about, what they were covering, what they were watching? Did they know who you guys were? Like, what kind of reception, what kind of love did you feel?
Definitely. It was amazing. It was as if they had been having shows there all along. They're very big supporters of mixed martial arts. The fighting is just in the culture's background there, So for them to have an actual show to come there and actually present a full force entertainment aspect and show like PFL did for them and a platform, it was awesome. They loved it. They knew who all the fighters were. They were very supportive. The crowd was amazing. Only crowd I've ever seen kind of roar louder than that was in Hawaii when Alimale fought. That whole crowd was there for her. But same thing in Africa. Just the energy was so high paced. Everyone was supportive. They loved the fight game. to have a full card of African fighters it was phenomenal.
I saw your face off. I think it was just a couple days before the fight, and your outfit was incredible. Can I ask what the inspiration was behind it? Here it is. We're showing it now. I mean, you looked phenomenal. I wondered if you were a little bit cold considering the weather, but
Yeah, it was a little cold. It was a bit cold, but it's the native thing, you know, Zulu warriors. That's the South African way. So, um, myself having family descend from Africa as well, Ghana. Um, I love to kind of connect with the culture of wherever I'm at. So, why not Zulu warrior outfit all the way? Show them the warrior, the African warrior. Same thing like when I fought in Japan, I came out in the samurai
yeah, loved it.
suit. Yeah,
Where'd you get that?
the green market. So, like I said, we were able to kind of explore the city and step out a bit. So there's a market. It's one of the oldest markets in the city. Um, and yeah, it's still up and working till this day. You can go there and they're selling all kinds of things. But back in the day, they used to sell all the food and stuff there. Now it's more of like gadgets and gadgets and stuff and outfits and leathers. And it's real fur. It's pretty sick. I got it sitting over there in the corner. It's an awesome outfit. I'm definitely gonna have to find a little mannequin to dress it up on and put it in my little memorabilia area.
And what about that main event? What about that finish? Were you in the crowd? Were you watching that live?
I was. I knew after the third round, I was like, dude, Johnny's gonna have to rest this fourth round because this dude's not gonna quit. And then come fifth round, man, he gave it all he had. He had nothing left in the tank, and I knew he was going to sleep. That warrior in him, he's not gonna tap, and that was all she wrote. But man, what a crazy finish! Literally
Unbelievable.
within 10 seconds left. So that was probably by far my favorite fight. My favorite fight. It was definitely one hell of a main event for sure. Couldn't have picked a better one.
Oh yeah, it was incredible. Dakota looked great as well, and you did very dominant. I was talking to someone. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen this. And you've been around for a while, and obviously you came from Bellator. When PFL goes international, when they do these shows, either this one in South Africa or where they're in Europe, it feels big. It feels important. There's a huge crowd there. And then when they do these shows in America, it feels completely different. And I've never seen a juxtaposition like that. Like you watch that show on Saturday and you're like, oh yeah, this is huge. You watch Paul Hughes in Belfast and you're like, oh my God, this is huge. And then they do the shows here and they, for lack of a better term, they feel a little bit ho-hum. I don't understand it. I don't get it. What is the difference? What can you tell? Do you notice the same thing or am I crazy here?
A little bit. I think it has to do possibly with the areas of where they're doing it, who's on the card in what area. Because like, for instance, they come to Long Beach, they put a show in Long Beach. Oh, I'm gonna sell the arena out. You know what I mean? Like you said, Belfast, Paul Hughes, he's gonna sell the arena out. It just depends on the demographic of who's fighting on the card and what area they're in. I think specifically speaking for myself in Southern California, this is the pinnacle of mixed martial arts. So anything in California is always going to be a hit.
Yes.
But I think it's just a matter of where they're doing it. You know, they're doing really big overseas stuff. They're touching a market and a demographic area that hasn't really been explored yet. And I think that's what's really cool because they're bringing views that normally people aren't tapping into. So I think it's really cool, and it's awesome for me to be a part of big shows like that as well. You know, being able to be the first to do something in Saudi, now South Africa, and who knows where we'll do something next.
Are you happy in the PFL now?
Oh yeah, man, I couldn't be more happy. You know, I get to fight every day. I get to hang out with my family. I get to do what I love and just kick ass, take names, mercenary style. You know, I think I've always said fight me as much as I can fight. You know, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I got another 5 years left, and I'll be done with mixed martial arts and on to my second half of life. I don't want to be that guy that's fighting until I'm 40 years old and kind of hanging in there. You know, I want to start something else, follow some other passions in my life.
And so you're saying 35, you're done?
Yeah, I don't think I want to fight past 35.
Okay. The reason I asked this, we haven't talked in a minute, but one of the stories of the year has been a lot of the Bellator guys being unhappy with the transition and asking for their release. A lot of them getting released. You were at one point the face of Bellator, in my opinion. I mean, that win over Patricio Pitbull, in my opinion, is the Bellator moment. Like, if you want to ask someone about like what was the greatest moment in Bellator history, it was that win, your celebration, what it all meant. And so I was wondering how you felt about some of these guys, in particular your longtime rival Pitbull leaving in the midst of his deal and getting this opportunity, Pico getting this opportunity, others as well. And you're still with the, not the old guard per se, but you stuck around.
I think at the end of the day, everyone independently is their own business, so they have to, one, do what makes them happy, two, do what's best for them and their career. So, yeah, I was excited to see a lot of those guys go and make that transition if that's what they feel is best for them in their career. Then awesome, hats off to them. I'm always supportive of anyone that kind of is like a colleague that I've either fought with or fought by sides and I've known for many years. So I'm always supportive of them and their decisions and what they want to do in their life. In regards to me, I kind of just sit back, watch everybody, and I focus on me, my family, and just building my portfolio of life, and just continue to reach new levels. Like I've always said, I love the real estate game in the middle of opening up a gym. So my hands are full. You know what I mean? I'm constantly busy, constantly having stuff to do. But yeah, if guys are unhappy, then you don't want to work in an unhappy place. So hats off to them going and exploring new things. But for me, I've been happy. I'm comfortable where I'm at. There's no ill feelings from me.
And so I understand that this might be an awkward question because you work for the company, and who wants to talk negatively about a company they work for or are associated with? But is there any part of you that says, hey, I'd like to test the waters there too? I want to see what I'm like against the best at 145 or 55 in the UFC. Are you blinded by any of that? Or if ultimately the question is, if you reach 35 and decide to retire without ever stepping foot in a UFC octagon, are you at peace with that?
Yeah, I've always said it. I could care less what other people think. At the end of the day, I think my skill set has spoken for itself. My record speaks for itself. Um, I'm the baddest 145 pounder in the world, period. I don't care who it is, what it is. It is what it is, People may love to hate it, but that's their opinion. They're entitled to have their own opinion. I'm entitled to have my own opinion. But at the end of the day, I work to be the best, and I think that's why I am the way that I am. I think that's why my record is the way that it is. I have one of the best records in the fight game. There's not many people that have done what I've done, and let alone accomplished things that I've accomplished. So, at the end of the day, I could care less what people think, what people want to say, because at the end of the day, man, as soon as I'm done, there's another me they're just going to replace me with and continue to build up and allow to fight. You know what I mean? So for me, I just want to continue to take care of my family, bless them with a lavish lifestyle, and my family to come, and that's genuinely what I work for. Obviously getting the brownie points of being able to claim the best in the world is awesome. But yeah, for me, it's a belt's a belt. I like the titles. Those are something I can show my kids one day and be like, hey, look, this is what your dad did. This is what your grandfather did. This is your lineage of greatness that has been acquired along the years and the decades. So yeah, for me, it doesn't really matter. I've became a world champ. I've kind of hit my milestones that I've wanted to secure. There's a few left.
Like what?
But I want to be champ, man. I called that before Connor did it. So
and when you say champ, at the same time, or just a champ at 45 and 55?
I don't know. I wanted to do both, but obviously bouncing back from both divisions at the moment, kind of seeing what the weight cuts and how that works. I think the ideal and smart way to do it would be at separate times, so I can obviously bulk up and kind of put a little bit more muscle on. But I don't care. I just want to be a 2 division champ, 45, 55. Possibly a 170. I think styles make fights, and myself having such a unique style, my skill set holds me at a level to where I'm able to do things like fight at 145, fight at 155 at the most elite level. It's not like I went up to 155 and I fought 1 or 2 fights. Like I was fighting some pretty good guys at 155 pounds, and what a fight away from the title. I lost a split decision to a guy that went 5 5s with the champ. So hats off to both of them, the champ and
How do you
Mr.
feel about all
Hughes.
of that with Paul Hughes and Usman? Because now it seems like, to me, it seemed like a no-brainer. Run that one back. That was such a great fight. No?
Yeah, it was an awesome fight. It was an awesome fight. I think they definitely should run it back. Shit, I want to run it back with Paul Hughes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm not.
Is that what you want next? Rematch against Paul Hughes, winner fights Usman.
I don't care if that's what they want to do. I'm not big on rematches.
Bro, you're so
no
chill
more,
right
brother.
now. Did you just smoke a
Ariel,
fatty boom body or what? What's happening over
dude,
here?
I haven't smoked weed in a couple of years.
Damn, you're
I
so
don't
chill.
smoke no more. I
Nothing
don't
bothers
drink no
you.
more. No, man, I'm getting older, Ariel. I'm telling you.
The fight game, the
You grow
politics,
up.
you're not getting bothered by any of it.
I don't give a shit about none of it, man. Pay me. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do what I do and go home to my family, my dogs, my cars, and
At one
enjoy
point,
life,
you were
man.
sort of fueled by all this, no?
Yeah, but that's the wrong thing to be motivated about, because at the end of the day, what happens when things don't go your way? You fixate on things that aren't within your control, whether, why, for what? Just focus on the things that are in your control. Focus on the things that make you happy, the things that you want to do, and push those to the fullest. You know what I mean? Now, I could care less what people say, what people think. I'm gonna just try to do the best that I can do, be the best that I can be, and pave the way for my little brother. This dude's 8 years old. He's he got to go to South Africa with me. He's getting to see a different lifestyle. He gets to see the inside and the outs of the fight game. And just like my dad told me, he doesn't want me fighting. I don't want my 8-year-old brother fighting. But at the end of the day, it's in our blood. It's what we do. So um, I just got to kind of pave the way and get him ready to take over the throne and do his thing next.
What was the turning point where you kind of stopped worrying about that stuff and now, are in the state that you're in now, the mindset that you have now? What was the turning point that allowed you to realize that this was the best way to live?
Um, I would say kind of after the Pitbull fight, after I lost the title, I kind of because I always wanted to be undefeated. I wanted to be the Floyd of MMA. I wanted to be the next Khabib and just be an outstanding person inside and outside of the court or the cage. So with that, I kind of let it go. I used it as motivation to come back stronger, bigger, better. And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, what's next? Like, you're trying to chase Pitbull down. That's might not happen. So you got to just grow up, let it go. It is what it is, and on to the next. Like, do what's gonna make you happy, what's gonna make you better, what's gonna help you succeed. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for that, because it's what kind of massaged my mindset to get into that, just not really nonchalant, but like, if it's not in your control, then what's the point of fixating on it? You know what I mean? Fixate on something that you can control, that can benefit your lifestyle. And that's just kind of where I'm at now.
I love it, man. What does your dad think about this?
Oh, he's loving it. He
Your
just
dad,
wants
your
me to.
your dad had a chip on his shoulder the size of freaking Brazil when he was a fighter until the very end. And you have,
Yeah.
and I know we're not always like our dad, but this is a completely different vibe,
Yeah,
if you will.
I'm quiet, man. I'm quiet. I'm calm. I'm cool. I'm just very to myself. I sit at home and I play video games all day, and I go to the car shop and work on my cars. Like, that's a great life to me. You know what I mean? I got my dogs, I got my sister, my brothers. They're all up front. I can go be bothered with them when I want. And then, okay, you guys are annoying me. I go back to the back, play video games for 8 hours.
Damn.
All right, I'm bored with this. let's go work on some cars. Like, it's a great life to me. I get to do what I want.
By the way, this is our new studio here. I don't know if you could see with the way we're positioned, but I have a little like body shop section here. Can you see? We got. You see, we got Kimbo here. We got Kimbo here.
I see Kimbo.
We got the mercenary right here, right next to him.
Hey.
We got you right there. You see that?
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's my little DC area right there. Because I know
dope.
Junior is with you. You see that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I couldn't hear you because I didn't have the headphones in. But
Appreciate it.
You are represented in that corner. So this is great. I love this mindset. When do you want to return? Do you want to get another one in this year?
Definitely. That's what I've always said. Fight activity. I'm not hurt. Throw me back in there. Let's get back in there ASAP. So I'm gonna take a couple weeks off, chill, go get tatted a little bit more, try to get my sleeves done, and continue to train, man. Train, do better, be better. But I'm pretty sure we were sitting down talking with PFL, and we'll get back in there probably before the end of the year. So just gotta get things worked out, and when it happens, it happens. But for the moment, I'm gonna enjoy a little vacation, go race some cars, shoot some guns, and be American.
I love it. Well, enjoy that. Congrats on the win, man. Great to have you back on. Great to see you back. I said back on track. You said you never left. I'll take your word for it. But great to see you get your hand raised, and looking forward to the next one. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Ariel. Have a good one.
There he is, the great AJ McKee, back at 145, doing big things. And yeah, maybe he'll get that fight against Paul Hughes, but that would have to be at 155. Looks like he's happy at 145. So for now, why not stay around and see how far he can go once again in the featherweight division. He was once the Bellator featherweight champion. Seems so chill, seems so happy. God bless. We should all be, between him and Ateba, life is good. Now, we do have some unfortunate breaking news to report. This came through at around 2:15 Eastern. I used to say breaking news, and then it was automatic.
Well, but you just said the news broke at 2:15.
Yeah, but it's breaking news for us, and maybe someone's... Seems to be... I saw this coming through the wire here. The great Ozzy Osbourne has passed away. He was 76 years old. Just made his long-awaited return back home to Birmingham. He had that huge show at Aston Villa just a couple of weeks ago, and it was billed as his final big concert. And 2 weeks later, he passes. This is incredible. Ozzy Osbourne, the wailing Black Sabbath singer turned solo act who took the, quote, crazy train from a bleak childhood in working-class Birmingham, England, to heavy metal stardom, has died. He was 76. This, according to NBC News. His family announced the rock legend's passing in a statement. It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family, surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family privacy at this time. Words of Osbourne's demise came more than 2 weeks after the ailing frontman reunited with his original Black Sabbath bandmates, Tony Iommi, Frank, you might know better than I, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward for a triumphant final show on July 5th. That was just 17 days ago. It was witnessed by some 45,000 fans packing Birmingham's Villa Park Soccer Stadium, and by another 5.8 million metalheads around the world who watched it online. Quote, "You have no idea how I feel," Osbourne said, sitting on a leather throne because he can no longer stand, his mascara smeared by tears. "Thank you from the bottom of my heart." Frank, were you a big Black Sabbath / Ozzy Osbourne fan?
Big Black Sabbath fan. Still am. The legacy lives on.
Oh, yeah. I'm going off the train on a crazy train. You know how I first was introduced to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne? And before you say the MTV show, incorrect, but the MTV show was great. Was it not? You were going to say the MTV show, weren't you?
I watched a few episodes. I wasn't really into it.
Come on, it was so good. It was huge back. What was that? Did the real metalheads not like it?
If something is popular, Frank automatically doesn't like
As
it.
Did you
evidenced
watch-
by the fact that I said I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan, and they were,
I know, but you were that guy that was like, I got in early. I was at one of their first
Yeah.
shows in the basement.
To be
you
honest,
guys are just
I
coming
didn't
along.
find it amusing seeing someone that I had a lot of respect for that was kind of like being made fun of for his drug-induced like mumbling and all that. I don't know.
Did
And
you
then
feel like he
his
was being made
daughter
fun
and all
of?
that. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it seemed like they were. That was during that period where everyone, not everyone, he had one. I kind of feel like that was like one of the first
Newlyweds.
family reality shows.
Rev Run? Did anyone watch that one?
No, that was those were spinoffs. What was it called? What was the name of the show? Living with the Osbournes.
Living with the Osbournes.
Eric, I don't think your mic is on.
It's all right. It's all right. I got it.
Thanks. The Osbournes.
The Osbournes. Wasn't that kind of the first one?
I don't
Hogan
know.
had one. Hogan Knows Best.
If it was not the first one, it was one of the first.
Rev Run spinoff, man. That was a big one. He finished it. He finished the end of each episode in the bathtub, typing on his BlackBerry.
Sharon, Jack. What was the daughter's name?
Who cares?
Kelly. Come on, Frank. Who cares? Anyway, there was a second baseman for the Montreal Expos named Mike Lansing. And when I don't know if every team had this, but the Expos, every player had his own at-bat song.
Up song?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has that.
Oh, I thought it was like an Expos thing.
the fuck?
Even I
It's like,
knew that.
I
That
thought it
is like
was-
the most baseball thing ever. When was the last time you went to a baseball game?
No, but it was like,
When the
yeah, but
Expos were
I'm not
playing?
going. I'm not going. Yeah, but I'm not going consistently. Like I would go consistently, and like I knew Moises' song, I knew
Yeah,
Vladdy's
of course, of course. Who are you about to say? Someone on the Expos at Crazy Train?
song. Yes, Mike Lansing, our
Chip-
second baseman. The
More
beginning was.
famously, Chipper Jones.
I- Oh
Crazy
my God! No, 100% he took that from Mike Lansing. Laser Lansing. Chipper stole that. I saw Chipper recently. He was coaching the Futures game. Did you see him?
No, shout out to Larry though. I'm telling you, he's gonna be more associated than no. Lang.
Anyway, it was great. I'm just saying that's how I was introduced because I was like, this song, this is a banger right here, and I was like, oh, it's a guy named Ozzy Osbourne. What a legend!
If you search Crazy Train walk-up song,
Yes.
your guy does not come up.
Okay, here's the thing.
Chipper Jones, first result.
Of course, Chipper Jones a Hall of Famer.
Speaking of Hall of
I'm
Fame,
just saying how I was introduced to the song. This is my own personal
No,
experience.
Well,
no,
then you
we
said
appreciate
you
that.
stole it. You started
Well, of
passing
course.
aspersions.
Look, the
and things like
craziest
that.
part of all this that we're gonna have to
Some
come
people
back
steal
to at
things
some
and
point.
then make it more famous.
You didn't know that walk-up songs were a thing in baseball.
I thought it was an Expos thing.
That's
Oh, boy.
fucking-
I'm
that's
going
been
off
exposed.
the rails on a crazy.
some guy in Montreal's just like, what if we played music when
Yes.
the guys walked up? The guys
We were innovators.
is it
as a fucking genius.
is it true that Ozzy was?
Fucking
You know,
genius,
you know
yeah.
what that was? That was the Connor Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, of course.
What does he say?
This guy's a fucking genius, yeah.
Oh my God! What was that, Frank?
Ozzy was in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Captain Lou, he had a run with him. Legend. Anyway,
Rest in peace.
rest in peace. Yeah, I was sad to see that, but so happy that he got that final show just 17 days ago. That's incredible. I thought Frank would have a lot more to offer, and I mean, this is like right
This
up your
is
alley.
a time of mourning.
No, but
I
it's-
don't know why we're making a bit out of this.
It's not a bit. I thought you would be able to say, yes, he was unbelievable in 1983 when he had that show at Wembley Stadium or something. I thought you would give us like, I'm not a big metalhead.
Maybe
you are.
Maybe when the tears stop, I can
See,
what you're asking.
and you're accusing us of making this into a bit. I'm legitimately like, I put this in the Slack to tee you up so that you could get mentally prepared for it. Did I break the news to you?
No, actually, I'm too busy eating the head off of a bat right now to.
That's how I learned about Ozzy.
That's
yeah,
good.
the bat.
Yep.
Doc Smith in the chat wants to know if you also think that the Expos are the only team that sells hot dogs at games. So.
No, we were big. So hot dogs wasn't a big thing. We would have beaver tails, queue de castor, which was like flat fried bread, crust, a little crust. So it was almost like it was almost like the Karate Combat Pit. It was flat, and there's like a little wall, and then you'd either put Nutella and banana.
Oh yeah,
apple cinnamon. That was a.
I had
big
one
hit.
when I was in Montreal.
You did?
Yeah.
A beaver tail.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Here I
It's
am
amazing.
explaining it to you, and you've had it.
I was waiting for the Karate Combat Pit comparison.
Sure.
Because having known it, I was wondering if you were going to make that one.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Poutine.
Yeah. They sell all this at Expos.
Of course,
games,
yes.
dude. That's awesome.
It was.
I just want to
Shout
say
out to the Beaver
something
Tail.
to bring some order to all this.
Yeah.
From the article, A Brief History of the Baseball Walk-Up Song
Please,
by
please.
Paulo Camacho
Yes.
for Medium. He wrote this on his Medium. Where is it? The walk-up song began in an unexpected place on the fingertips of an organ player. Nancy Faust, a club organist that played for the Chicago White Sox starting in 1970, started the tradition by playing each player's home state song when they walked up to the plate. So, not the Montreal Expos, unfortunately.
Okay, well, Expos came in, I believe it was 69.
68.
69. Check that. You're going to try to go toe-to-toe with me for Expos history. April 1969 was their first game at Shea Stadium. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Founded May 27, 1968.
That's founded. That's when they announced that they were going to be a team. When was their first game?
Oh, these are two different questions.
Nah, stop it.
You're going against the guy who was born and raised at Gary Park.
Jerry, for fuck's sake. First game was, I think it was like April 14th. Is that possible? And they won, I do believe, 10-9. And then like a week into their history, I believe Bill Stoneman threw a no-hitter.
The Expos, April 8th, 1969, against the New York Mets.
Shea Stadium.
Expos won the game, yes, Shea Stadium, 11-10.
11-10,
First time a Canadian team played in Major League Baseball.
Jean Drapeau, the mayor of Montreal, threw out the first pitch at Shea Stadium from the stands. Didn't even bring him out on the field.
And let's go full circle here. Chipper Jones named his kid Shea because he owns the Mets.
Is that true?
Because he had so much success against the Mets, and the Mets actually took it a step further, and they tore down Shea Stadium and built Citi Field because they were so embarrassed about how badly Chipper Jones dominated them.
Wow.
Again.
That is a step further.
Again. Shout out to Larry, baby.
Yeah. Legend. Anyway, most importantly, shout out to the great Ozzy Osbourne. Did want to bring up a couple things before we go hard out 343. I'm seeing a lot of people. Hey, by the way, can we call it like we see it here?
I want you to call it exactly how you see it.
Has Brendan Shaw been kind of cooking lately? I mean, I feel like he's had a few bangers lately.
He's definitely had some bangers. I want to say the last banger he had, he was wearing the war hat as well.
Oh, wow. I don't know about that.
Is it Blonde Brendan now?
Blonde Brendan is a thing, and perhaps that's been the difference. I saw him cooking with regards to the state of MMA media. A lot of people wanted me to weigh in on that. I was like, no, this is his time. Let him say his piece. And then...
how about the shout-outs for Pete Chuck, yourself?
Pete Chuck, multiple shout-outs for Pete and Chuck. Loved it.
Brendan's on one.
Then I saw him respond to Renato Moicano, but I wanted to listen to the Renato Moicano clip because I'll be honest, I didn't hear it. So Renato Moicano, I believe on his show, said he didn't take the settlement money, the antitrust settlement money. Is this true?
That's correct.
Do we have the clip?
I remember my first fight in UFC was 8-8. Was 8-8 to fight. Yeah. And then what they say is, hey, you know that 8-8 that was wrong with you because they take advantage of you. It's the same thing. Yeah. You know, you have a girl and then somebody talk to the guy, hey, the guy abused you and this and that. So that's what I'm saying. And then they did the lawsuit. And the fucking lawyer was calling me like every week. Yeah. And he was saying, hey, you have to sign that, you have to sign that. And even a girl went to the gym, to America Top. She said, hey, you have to sign that. I'm looking like to everybody that has the fair share. If you did not sign, they're gonna split your money on the other fighters, you know. They're not gonna get the money back. Okay. Of the 700 fighters, only 3 or 4 did not accept, but they don't say the names. So
you're one of only a handful.
Yes. I'm saying that because man, if you like what USA was created, like free market, you have to, it's the same thing that I was saying about Ben Askren, you know, you have to do your part of the deal, you know, you have to, you cannot take advantage of people. But the problem is the mindset of people now is UFC is fucking rich, they can do that, you know. It's not like that, bro. You have to honor your part.
Okay, so a few things on that, and shout out to the Show Me the Money podcast. Renato and the boys do a great job. We have to consider the source. And what I mean by that is, Renato Moicano is a brilliant human being. I don't use that word lightly. Like I think he is a brilliant human being. He is very smart when it comes to economics and business. We have exemplified that on the show. Whether you agree with his stance or not, he is very clearly a learned man, a smart man, an intelligent man, I think a brilliant human being. And so you have to consider the source. If this was just sort of any kind of Johnny-come-lately fighter who's weighing in, who maybe doesn't have the interest in economics as clearly Moicano does, all right, then we say like, this guy's just trying to curry favor. This guy's just trying to hope that the UFC recognizes this and be a bootlicker. But he has his reasons. And so ultimately, we have to respect those reasons, those feelings. He didn't want to take the money. Do I think he should have? Absolutely. Do I think the UFC will punish any fighter who is active, who took the money? No, I don't. But he has his reasons. And so I say we respect that. Now on social media, Brendan posted this clip, and I actually agree with Brendan in the sense that, yeah, any fighter out there should take the money. I don't feel super strong about it. Like, do whatever you want. It's your life. It's your bank account. It's your family. It's your stance. God bless. If you feel strongly about it, then I respect it. Brendan posted UFC fighters turning down the antitrust lawsuit money is absolutely mind-blowing to me, to say the least, and then he posted the clip. Moicano responded to that saying it has nothing to do with the UFC. I don't expect the UFC to treat me well because of this. The UFC is a company. A company doesn't, quote-unquote, like you. They want to profit. This is about principles. I knew about the deal. I signed the contract. A contract is nothing more than your word. I'm not going back on my word just to gain a financial benefit. I don't expect anyone to understand that. And so again, he has his reasons. Ultimately, I don't think taking the money represents going back on your word or spitting in their face or not honoring your deal. It has just been deemed that you were owed a little bit more. And so, yeah, initially when I heard about this, I was like, man, I'm surprised Renato, who is so well versed in this world, in the world of economics, and does a great job of educating himself, would feel this way. But if this is the way he feels, then so be it. Ultimately, it seems like the vast majority of the fighters who were subjected to the money didn't feel this way, because at least as he said, I have not verified this, but he says around 3 to 4 to 5 fighters didn't accept the money. That doesn't surprise me as well. It's free money. You're owed that money. The UFC has said, we're not going to penalize you for taking this money. We agreed to the money. We agreed to the money. Here's Cowboy Cerrone saying, yeah, I'll take his share. Don't worry, I'll take everyone's if they don't want it. And by the way, Cowboy's a company man. I mean, he was a part of the AAA for 6 minutes and then went back on it once he got a phone call. He is a company man, and there's nothing wrong with being a company man. But look, he feels that way. What did Mayhem say? I didn't see what Mayhem said. Thanks for the extra couple bucks, Renato. Is this a thing? Are a lot of people saying this? I mean, yeah, I guess it got dispersed. How much of it got dispersed? Who knows? But yeah, at first glance, I was surprised. But that's ultimately how he feels. God bless.
It doesn't surprise me from the perspective that this is not an economic thing for Renato Moicano. This is a contractual thing, right? A my word is bond thing. He is saying you can't retroactively. His position is essentially, I signed a contract knowing the terms of the contract, like anybody who signs a contract. If then retroactively, years from now, you want to say that contract was a faulty contract, I'm going to stick to what the contract term said at the time. We fulfilled it and I move on. So I get it. It's a principle thing more than an economic thing. It's a very noble thing. But the court has said, and by the way, the UFC said, yes, we agree that we are going to pay this. More. Yes, take this. And he's saying, I signed it at the time and I sign it now. He's essentially signing it again. Yeah. He's saying, you told me this were the terms, and now you're telling me these are the new terms. I'm actually signing for the old terms again. I'm saying I do not want these new terms. And I like you, disagree with that stance. Yeah. I feel like it's ludicrous. It's outrageous. But he is thinking from the perspective of larger principles. That is why he's saying like the founding principles of America and understanding the free market. So I don't know. Maybe it works against him in this scenario, but monetarily, it feels like this conversation doesn't even involve the money for him, Yeah. Again, a little bit surprising, but he's standing on business, as they say. So more power to him. I did want to address one more thing. Last week we had this whole back and forth with Turki Al-Sheikh. I'm not going to get into that all over again. It has come and gone, and it's not something that I'm hoping to do here. But on Thursday, I did see someone who works for the ring, who works for Turki. I think his name is Rick Reno. Long been in the boxing business for a long time. I believe he was a part of the boxing scene business. It all kind of first started on Wednesday night.
where the Ring did an interview where it was Turkey sitting next to Rick, sitting next to Mike Coppinger, and they were talking about me, and all of a sudden I think they've convinced themselves that I'm the enemy here, that I'm a bad guy or anything like that. And then on Thursday, here's the Ring, one of the most prestigious publications in all of boxing, has been around for over 100 years. I mean, it has its own belt. It's the undisputed, all this stuff. Here's the Ring posting videos about me where Rick Reno's in a hotel room talking about what he doesn't like about me, what he doesn't respect about me. I've never met this guy. I've never had a conversation with this guy. I just found out about him because all of a sudden he's showing up at the events, standing there, dressed in this outfit that they're trying to play this gimmick that he's, some bigwig wearing fancy clothes. And he's talking about what he doesn't like about me. And he was responding to some of the things that I said because I say that Uncrowned is the only unbiased combat sports outlet left that touches MMA, boxing, pro wrestling. We don't have any financial ties to any promoters. We're not in bed with anyone. And he says, I got receipts. I have receipts on Ariel. I have receipts on him. And then he proceeds to talk for a couple minutes about how he knows that there was an article posted on Uncrowned that was an editorial piece about DAZN, and I had it taken down. And that just proves that Ariel is biased. There's my receipts. And people were sending this to me, and I was like, that's it? That's the receipt? That's like the big thing? The Ring posted this video about me? So let me take it one step further because he didn't have the balls to do so. Number one, that article was written by Keith Idek, who worked for Uncrowned, who we hired him. I said he was, one of my first picks. I was so excited to work with him. I had a tremendous amount of respect for him, still have a lot of respect for him. Don't love how all this has kind of come out, but if we're going to talk about it, let's just tell the truth about the whole thing. Shortly after joining us, Keith gets an offer to work for the Ring as well. I said, great. I hope you could work for both of us. Not too long after all of that, Keith gets another offer to work full-time for the Ring. I didn't stop him. I didn't try to convince him otherwise. I didn't try to stop him from making more money or anything like that. We tried to figure it out, but ultimately he had to do what's best for him and his family, and it was very nice and cordial and respectful. And we said, good luck. Wish you all the best. So it wasn't stopping anyone for reaching at their dreams or for bettering their life or anything like that. In around November or so, Keith did write an article on the site where he was very critical of DAZN. Now, we had just started our show with DAZN, the Ariel Helwani Show, and upon reading it, I felt like there was a slant. I felt like he had an axe to grind. And yeah, it was a little awkward that an article like this is posted on the site while we just start this business relationship with a network, not a promoter, with a network that is in business with multiple promotions. So if you even want to go a step further and say like, oh, you're biased because you're in business with a network that's in business with one promoter, then okay, I can understand. You can't be biased towards DAZN because they're in business with essentially everyone not named Top Rank. So then you're biased towards every promotion. It doesn't exist. The ultimate reason, and he said, in all his years of being in the business, he never had a story taken down. He said the same to me. Guess what? In all my years of being in this business, I never took down a story as well. My own or never pushed to have someone else's. And the ultimate reason why we took it down was because not a good article. It was not a good article. There was a bias, there was a slant, and I didn't want that on the site. That was it. We have not taken anything down since or before that. So this guy is trying to say that the reason we took it down is, they're biased and first of all, you guys are in business with DAZN. Much more lucrative business than we're in. I just do a show for them, which, Turkey told the world on Wednesday is not doing well and they're considering canceling it. Trying my best. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It was a fun thing that we're doing on the side from everything here. We're enjoying it. But if it doesn't work out and they want to tell me something, then God bless. But this guy wants to come on and say, oh, he's biased because he took down this article. The reason I took down the article was it was shit. It was a bad article and it was biased and it had a slant and I didn't think there was good reporting being exemplified in this article. And yeah, it was a little bit awkward that an article like this would be posted on the site when we get into business with a network and we're a 1-month-old outfit. You guys posting that type of stuff, that type of commentary about your business partners on the ring, I highly doubt it. And they like to say how Ariel says it's not about the money. It's not about the money. I never said it's not about the money. I just said, I don't want your money. Of course it's about the money. We're all trying to better our lives. We're all trying to advance. I never said it's not about the money. I've never tried to stop anyone from earning. Everyone who works for Uncrowned could work for other people. No one's on an exclusive deal, including Frankie. Frankie could work. Frankie has another job, for goodness sakes.
Oh, man.
Right, Frankie?
Oh, man. We're exposing that.
Go out there, live your dreams. I've not stopped anyone. They're coming to our people and saying, we need you exclusive. They're trying to take they're trying to spin this whole thing into this fight with me. I didn't ask for this fight. I don't want this fight. I see them sitting there talking about me. They can't even say my name. Turkey's sitting there with Coppinger and Reno. Not since 1998 when Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe were on TV as Vince McMahon's stooges. Have we seen stooges like these guys? Like, so tell me about this reporter guy. Like, say it, brother. Say my name. What are you so afraid of? Going around telling people you don't like me, that you don't respect me. What are you so worried about? What are you so threatened by? These guys are posting videos on their official account about me. What did I do? What did I do to disrespect you guys? Other than talk about what you're doing in the most positive light. Yeah, of course, you're posting pictures about Shakur Stevenson. Of course, I'm going to ask him about it. Yeah, of course, you're getting into this like bidding war with Canelo and MVP. Of course, I'm going to ask them about it. That's news. That's sports talk fodder, of course. But there's no malice. There's no negativity surrounding it. All of it has been positive. All of it has been, when they announced the Zuffa deal, I was very positive. Go back and watch it. But someone has convinced them that I'm the enemy, that I'm the bad guy. Or maybe someone has convinced them that it's good for business to be in this sort of battle with me. I didn't pick this fight. I didn't want this fight. I don't want this battle. I want nothing to do with it. So this idea is like we can continue. I'm not trying to continue anything. But when people are going to come online and make up lies about me or my website or the people that work for me or the people that work with me or who have worked for me or who have worked on the website, yeah, I'm going to defend myself. Yeah, I'm going to stick up for myself because this is nonsense. That story was nonsense. Come out and say it. Tell the truth. Say who the writer was. Say exactly what happened. Come out and say it. Show the article. Post it. Post it on the Ring right now. I dare you. Post that same article on the Ring. It still stands. It's a hit piece on DAZN. Post that article on the Ring right now and see how DAZN feels about it. And we'll take it one step further. See how the public feels about it. You tell me if that's a good article, if that's a balanced, appropriate article, and you can hide behind it being an opinion piece all you want. He had an axe to grind. And I love Keith. And I would welcome him back with open arms. But we didn't have to get into the mud here. Like this is silliness. So you guys you could try to keep throwing shots at us. You could try to keep taking our people. You could try to keep hurting us, whatever it is. You could talk about, our business relationship with DAZN. You could try to end it, which I'm sure is in the process. You could try to do all that stuff. We'll still be here, still doing this show, doing our other shows, independent, unbiased, not beholden to anyone, not having to ask anyone for anything. The only ones not asking for handouts, asking for favors, asking for gifts, asking for salaries, asking for whatever it is. We'll still be doing our thing here, keeping it real, keeping it honest, keeping it a buck, keeping it 100. As the kids like to say, standing on business, as Moicano was doing in that clip. And I'm not even sure how we got from Moicano to this, but I had to get that off my chest because I was watching this. I didn't even respond to it on Thursday because I was like, this is ridiculous. This is ludicrous. I didn't ask for any of this, and I don't even know why they're concerning themselves with all of it. On the official account, I mean, the state of these guys, on the account, talking about me and our website on a massive, undisputed heavyweight title fight week. What is going on? What has become of this entity? I think the stuff that Turkey has done has been incredible. He has given us incredible fights. Show me footage. Show me any type of example of me knocking it. Show me. Show me knocking it. Show me saying it was bad for the sport, bad for business. Show me any. In fact, I told Shaheen, I said we should do an uncrowned top 25 biggest power players in combat sports. One you can get out of the way off the bat. It's him. He's the most powerful guy, the most influential guy, and what he's done in combat sports since bursting onto the scene in 2023 has been nothing short of revolutionary. Getting all these promoters to work together, show me. And then all of a sudden I'm blindsided by all of this. It's craziness. So I don't know if it's like a work, I don't know if it's some gimmick stuff, but like I said, I want nothing to do with it. But these two guys, Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here, you know, like taking shots at us, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Empowered now because they're the stooges to Turkey. Empowered. Fuck that. Go pick a fight with someone else. Not here. Not here, my friends. All right, I think we're out of time. We got a DAZN show to do at 5 o'clock. Hard out, 3:54.
Damn right we do.
Yeah. Ellie Scottney is going to join us. Andy Lee is going to join us. 5 o'clock Eastern on the DAZN YouTube channel. Catch it while you can, baby. Or on the DAZN app. Looking forward to it. Myself and Ade, we got a lot to talk about. Daniel Dubois, Alexander Usyk, Manny Pacquiao, Bam Rodriguez, Clarissa Shields returning this weekend. Huge fight for her. Lanny Daniels. Is she going to fight Jadeja Green? Is she going to fight Layla Ali? She came out with a thing on TMZ saying she has a $15 million offer to fight Layla Ali. That would be insane. Tomorrow on the program, my friends. Oh my gosh, tomorrow's going to be insane. Darren Till, Luke Rockhold, virtual face-to-face on the show. Tony Ferguson also going to be joining us. They're having a press conference for Misfits 22. Till Rockhold, Tony Ferguson. After the press conference, they're going to be joining us. Could you believe this?
That's awesome.
Till Rockhold fighting August 30th, Ferguson fighting Salt Puck. So they're going to join us tomorrow live on the program. I wonder if it'll get like DC and Jones. Remember that one? Hey, blank, are you still there?
All-timer.
One of the best. Great show today. Thank you to Shu Shu Carrington. Thank you to Robert Whittaker. Thank you to Ateba Gautier. Thank you to AJ McKee. Thanks to you. Thanks to them. Back tomorrow. Say peace.